close to goodbye to the past. Letting go of the darkness that kept tearing us down. Had to hit the rock bottom to understand that we weren't meant to be. We kept running from the shadows in the night, realizing it was not worth the fight. Moving on alone was what felt right, 'cause we were never meant to be. Dum dum da dum day, dum dum da dum day, dum dum da dum day, 'cause we were never meant to be.
Es el sueño el motor, son las metas a alcanzar. Siempre hay que descubrir la manera de vivir. Este lugar, esta tierra, tiene tanto que ofrecer. Es el sueño el motor, son las metas a alcanzar. Siempre hay que descubrir la manera de vivir. Este lugar, esta tierra.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. Boys, tonight we got even more 5v5 1v1 duels on the way. My man Zoles, thank you so much for becoming a member. Appreciate you, my guy. We place you snugly in the corner over there. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good one. Dude, I was about to be late, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do everything I can not to be late. My God, last night was a long night, dude. It's a simple update, too. It's just like, oh, bunch of class changes. I want to take a look at all of those. And then it started like thinking, okay, well, let me find a way to get creative with some of the background footage. And then everything fell apart. And I was like, all right, let's scramble it all together. It was a night. How y'all doing? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good one. Boys, we got ourselves more 5v5 1v1 duels on the way. This is going to be loud. Loud noise. Okay, that's fine. Boys, let's get some groups up and running over in the LFG, yeah? If you guys want to get your groups listed, list them in the raids legacy section. What do we got here? Boris, how you doing, my man? There's a chance my team will go first because 37 member of my group have to leave in about 30 minutes. Hey, perfectly fine, man. Hey, I can totally do it, Boris. Yeah, if you got a group, man, I can get you in here. Don't worry about it, my guy. I can definitely get you in here. Don't you worry about it, my guy. What's up, boys? Hope y'all having a good one. Who is this 2700 CR member? Who is this, man? Is this someone I know? Is this going to be somebody that I recognize? Potentially? Is it going to be somebody who plays like an off-meta spec? Because that'd be wonderful. That'd be great. Alrighty, boys. Hope everybody's having a good one. Do we have a second group available, by the way? Did we have anybody like Chill Pills, by the way, make a group? Do we have two? Or do I need to list one? Because if we got to list one, I'll list one. I want to try Shadow Priest. I want to try SY Priest this. Dude, Priest are really good Florence if you want to give it a go. Priest are really, really good. Hello, Dal. Hope you doing well. What's up, Shane? How you doing, man? We got us those Abatoxic, Presidio, Boris, Malachi, Felipe. How you doing, my man? Hope you having a good one. Also, I'd like to go get chill pills. If he has a group, man, I'll be down, sure. I have no idea if he has a group. That's the thing. I'm just logging on right now. The Chilpos was extra ready last night. Yesterday we had the duels hosted on EU, and Chilpos just like 3 out of 5. I'm ready to go, and I'm like, I was like, I felt so bad because man, he's ready. He wants to play, but it's like he can't because it's EU and not an A that night. Oh, here we go. That was weird. Felt like it took a second for the actual screen, for the actual game to get detected. Alrighty, I think we're ready to go, boys. Yo, get in here. Yo, let me know. Whisper me if you have a group right now. It looks like Flex trying to put a group together, potentially. Possibly. Yeah, Chicago is trying to put a group together, so at least they got a 3 out of 5. Oh, that's a lot of bodies. Should I be afraid? Should I be even a little bit? Oh, Seabark, my man, how you doing, my guy? Yo, I'm still yet to get that mount. Night King, Rogue Band? No. Rogues are allowed to play for the first few games. So we'll observe how rogues are performing, and we may ban rogues. Rogues are allowed for now. But if at some point we decide, you know what, it's just getting a little too rambunctious, I'm down to you know, put them over in the curb, put the baby in the corner, let him stare at paint. Watch paint dry. I mean, yeah. You're down time to 21 volt, 5 seconds less strong. Yo, huge, big. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, Atha. Boris is full. Night King needs one more. And Chicago tried to put a group together. So we got groups tonight, boys. That's awesome. Let's go. Everyone likes when rogues are banned. You know what? Don't get me wrong. This channel has built up a lot of guides on rogues, so there's quite a bit of a rogue community on this one. But yeah, everybody else is happy when rogues are banned. There's a lot of people that really dislike that rogue playstyle of like hiding behind the pillar and going for resets. Like all of us at PvP on a regular, we know that yeah, that kind of is something that rogues need to do because they're trying to win. Like who is going to be out in the open just fighting and just like really risking it? But like people love the risky plays. It's so fun. It's so good in my opinion. I love stuff like this. I love stuff like that. So yeah, because rogues are the ultra. Honestly, Reverence, I mean, a lot of people, I think everybody, if they were to ever, like, let the community put up a vote, which class should be deleted permanently from the game, I feel like a lot of people overwhelmingly would vote rogues. Everybody has had a bad experience with a rogue, unless you play one. Anybody, from the beginnings of the game, the inception of it, when you walk into Stranglethorn, people want too many jungle cats. Who is there to ruin your day? No one but a rogue popping out of stealth to cheap shot ya. Every single time. Every single time. Always rogues. Every time you get ganked, for your first bad PvP encounter where you're so frustrated with how things went, it was a rogue. Every one of them. Every time has been a rogue, man, throughout whatever expansion it may have been. From the game inception to today, rogues are just ruining people's lives. And if people just could eliminate one class out of the game, they'll always remember that one time a rogue left PTSD memory in their heads. I feel like rogue would be the class, man. Alrighty, how are we doing? Malachi, got a group? I'll let you say rogues. Sorry, wait, what? Well, I'd like to say rogues are. I like the Shiv, but I feel like it's sometimes messed up in my build. Just Shiv playstyle? Is that what you mean? That we talked about? Hold on. By the way, I love and hate rogues. RW, like run for Shiv, run for Shiv, but I feel like it's also somehow messed up my build. Yes, the Shiv build. You're saying you like the Shiv build. I like the Shiv build too. I like the Shiv build too, Malachi. Alright, how do we get on groups? This Night King still needs one more, because Chicago needs 2 more. Boris got a group. He's ready to go. They got like a limit. They're on the clock, man. They can only play so much. Or at least one of the guys on the group can play for so much. So I want to get him in there as soon as possible, man. I want to give him a chance. A proper opportunity. Can the damage stay alive at a 6-second slot every 20 seconds? Actually, is it 20 seconds? I thought it was 25 for some reason. I was about to hit you with it actually and say 25, but I think you may be right on 20. Although I don't think you ever hit it on the 20. I think I always went at 25, 24, just to make sure the DRs completely fall off if you go for a proper kidney without chaining cheap shots afterwards. Everyone 100% rogue? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but it's a shotgun. I was like, let's keep plays. Hey, buddy, that was up, Chris. I man, I hope you having a good one. Rogue opens me dots on him for beauty to open it alone, the kidney for cherry on top. Yeah, no, for real, man. For real. For real. Rogue is just, it's a whole nother kind of beast. And not the kind of beast that you like. It's the kind of beast that's like super annoying, like a gnat in your face kind of deal. Yeah. And that, this isn't me saying it's like a rogue main, man. Like, that's part of our class fantasy. Is to be super annoying in PvP. Like, incredibly annoying in PvP. Like, I feel like we're the one class that gives people the most frustrations. Of course, there's other classes out there that just do like ridiculous damage. But man, just the amount of sheer crowd control on top of crowd control on top of crowd control. Yeah. But it's even worse when somebody's like new to the game, right? When you've been playing for a while, like you can identify what's a blind, what's a sap, what's a killer shot, and like figure out a way out of the CCs. But like if you're new to the game and you don't really know anything in terms of like DRs or like the complexity of like CC and like how to counter crowd control, you're probably thinking like, because a lot of new players make that same mistake of like trinketing a sap and then they get locked down by rogue to infinity. For a new player, it's even more frustrating because of the lack of knowledge. It makes experience that much worse. But even after you learn it, it's still like super annoying either way. It's just one of those things that everybody will always remember. Hating rogues is just everything. Yeah, exactly. Did you fight a DK as a mage? To fight a rogue as anything? Dude, I know, right? Yeah, you definitely don't fight a hard counter than just fight a rogue as anything else ever. Time is running. I know, Boris. We need a +1 for either Team Chills or a +1 for Team Chicago. We just need one more for either of these boys. And then we can get into some 5-5. Night King got a 5-man, and so did Chicago at the same time. You guys did not chain it. Oh my god, simultaneous 5-mans over here. These boys are synchronized. Alrighty. Hold on. I guess I'm gonna do Night King first. Because I look like Night King. Wait, crap, I can't spell your name at all. Boris and Night King. There we go. Why am I having a hard time spelling your name? Jesus, Nagrand. Let's do Nagrand. I'll do Night King really quickly and then Chicago right after, yeah? No luck making a group. Malachi, you can join the group. We got 3 right now. We got Boris, we got Chicago, we got Shilpos with the group. You can join either one of them boys. All of you can join these groups, by the way, if y'all wanna. Chat, do we play this or do we say nah? Do we play this or do we say nah? So we usually have a rule of like, hey, let's only have like 2 rogues per team. Yep, whole team 2 left. Yep, they don't want to do it. They just said nah. They literally just said nah. Alright. Chilpos, Chicago, I'm gonna queue you boys up next. Okay. That was a funny meme. That was great. Somebody clip that. Send it to like the WoW moments of the fact that everybody left. Rogue is the most hated class of the game. Alrighty. Night King and Chicago. Let me get you guys in here. Night King and Chicago. Alrighty, run it back. What is this, Boris? Oh, no, there's no way you were like, that's a Saturday you normally see. Exactly, dude. Oh god, okay. I saw 2 rogues. I got PTSD for a second, but then I saw DG flex, and it looked like a rogue for a second, but it's not yellow. It's green. We're good. It's green. As in it's green. Let's run this. It's green. Please don't leave. Oh my god. Alrighty, boys. Let's get ourselves an actual game in tonight, man. Give these boys a proper... Do you see them all leave? I didn't even say, hey, let's run it back. The whole team decided to nope out of there, man. That should tell you everything. That should tell you everything you need to know about the state of Rogue right now. Everything. Alrighty. Actual game here, boys. Switch. Actual game. Actual 5-5 what I'm gonna do this time. actual arena. Let's actually get a game in here. Where's my mix? Uh-oh. Where is it? Those playlists. Beautiful. Some of these songs are actually not bad, but like, I don't have all of them added in. Not yet, at least. Ooh, okay. Alrighty. Reverence, are you back? Oh no, my man Reverence returning back as a Destro Warlock. Dude, he's gonna be enjoying that Soulfire buff next week, aren't ya? That's a nice little buff there, doing 20% more damage on Soulfire. This is going to be kind of nutty. Cloaker shot is immediately for Dally. He got himself Deathmark, but Reverence boarding out of there, making sure to cut out Dally. Second shot is step up and running, got himself the Dark Pack. Should give him a little bit of protection as Dally loaded up full of dots, full of poisons. But the man, he just taking a lot of damage. Could be going down right here. Next shot of Bird could be the end of this man. Into a cheap shot after. Definitely needed to go for a Garou, but Reverence does end up crushing the boy, planting a banner on him. Does not want to fight against his rogue whatsoever. With Mage 2 gonna be up next from one after the other. So far, Reverence. Strong Shaman versus a rogue, countering the Deathmark damage very, very quickly. Also, they're buffing you guys' Chaos Bolt very, very soon. Next week, man. Next week, this man doesn't need the Chaos Bolt, but like, it's just gonna give him more output. Big arcade damage by Mage 2. Trying to see if he can go for a setup. Soulfire gonna be out for Reverence. This is doing a lot of damage. He's able to break through shield. Actually, quite a bit of damage with that ability. Reflect up on the Mage 2 with a Chaos Bolt. Can't really interrupt Reverence. Does try to go. What looked like a kick over. Wait, did you kick yourself? Hold on. Wait a second. Are you just dead? Oh my god. I think he just kicked himself. Chad, he threw a kick at Reverence, which he had to reflect up. That kick hit Mage 2. He's running premonition, so whenever he jukes a kick, which he juked his own kick, he gains a haze buff and immunity to CC. That's literally what he did. He literally gave himself haze buff and immunity. He got himself a Pride Ass proc. If he played back in Legion, that's hilarious. Gonna be missiles to follow. Made sure got himself that cover of the ult time in case things ever get rough. Reverence got a lot of sustain. Oh, before even the ult time could go through, the man just getting singed. That instead did a little bit more damage than expected. And so for this man is just bannering everybody. He just absolutely planting banners into these boys. But Chicago gonna be up next. Over for the team 2, getting blasted. Yet another Soulfire. Got himself a bunch of wind strikes versus Reverence. Big succubus. You see trinketing it just to make sure he's able to line behind the pillar. Does drop down to Grottic Totem 2. So far, Reverence have had a fairly strong position. My goodness. Gonna be Chicago. Yet another sentence procking off of those storm strikes. Is able to get a couple of wind strikes, putting some pressure into the Warlock. Big Chaos Bolt from a distance. Chicago does get hit, but it's gonna have to back up behind the pillar, looking for recovery. While they got the pillar, there's going to be actually a fantastic spot. It's really going to be up to Reverence to find an angle. Together with Succubus, you see though, you're actually able to get quite a bit done. The stun totem with the capacitor does disrupt the Succubus. Gonna be a totem down as well. Try to see if you can potentially maybe move Reverence into the totem, but looks like he's going to be unable to. A little bit of a health funnel for the Succubus while it's over there, soloing down Chicago. Reverence is trying to make sure he can apply some assistance for that thing. It's gonna go for a port in Chicago. It's gonna end up breaking the own bonds of fall, putting him out in the open. LA Blaster to Reverence does have Reflect, actually able to get a lot of cast off while Reflect is up. With a Succubus, he sees Soulfire to get himself some primed up damage. Fear right after to maybe hopefully establish some control in Chicago. It's gonna be an interrupt. Chaos Bolt doesn't quite finish the cast fast enough. And Reverence should be plenty healthy. I believe just now, one for his one Soulburn Hellstone. So it should be for the most part A-okay. Try to keep the Succubus as healthy as humanly possible. Get you also Soulburn Succubus to give yourself a little bit more health. Or a shield. Soulburn health funnel? Isn't that a thing? I wonder if he's ever doing that with his Soulburn. Because a lot of Warlocks use Soulburn pretty liberally. Which is really, really good. The fact that you could change your defenses and mobility to be a lot more effective. Oh, Chicago! Try to do the little trick with the static totem. For some reason, whenever you move the static totem, sometimes it causes enemies to move with it because the totem, like the knocking effect, it kind of travels with it. Big LA Blast, actually reflected back to Chicago. You gotta be Reverence on the total pressure. Does that going for a port? Looking to change the shift positional versus the Shaman. As the Shaman does need himself a little bit extra range damage, needs a bit more Maelstrom in order to be able to get himself a little bit more value. I'm not really sure what happened when recording. Twitch. Not really sure what happened there. I may need to like do something with my NVIDIA after this. That's a forge. Sunder by Chicago onto Reverence with a Dark Pack. Should have himself plenty of defense in order to fight through the Shaman. Gonna be the second see doesn't have trick it out of it. Mordical said at Chicago. Try to see maybe he could drop down the stun totem next to Reverence. Is he potentially able to? Big Soulfire by the Warlock, unable to really go anywhere right now with that totem trap into place. Big Casmo though does get Chicago extremely low, trying to go for a little bit of extra health to work with, trying to maybe get himself a healing surge to follow. Not much you can really do at the moment, with Reverence looking to back up out of there for just a second. Chicago trying to find himself a way better angle. Succubus out in the middle is going to start pressure at the thing, maybe hoping to maybe land an interrupt on it if in case it goes in for any kind of CC, or maybe just take it behind the pillar. Take it out, separate it away from Reverence, to try to see if him and Reverence and Succubus being separated. One pet gets slammed down with Reverence being solo. Maybe that'll end up helping him a bit. Succubus C right around the corner. Bonzafell to follow. Maybe potentially ton of pressure on Chicago. Do the move out of the Bonzafell. Kinda has to stay where they are. It's gonna end up breaking the bond. And it's gonna be a board for Reverence. Put himself out in the open next to Chicago with a fear right after. It's gonna be enough. They're gonna be grounded on him at the last second. Trying to go for a bit of a cast. Gonna be the reflect for Reverence. Trying to make sure maybe he can get not interrupted. Sunder disrupted for a second. I think the Soulfire did go through either way. Wall with cancels back to back. Reverence trying to see if he can finish the job right here. And Chicago dropping down the Sun Totem for just a moment. Waddling towards Reverence. Is it going to be enough though? Got himself a bit of a shield fear onto one of the Raptors, setting it and running in the opposite direction. And Chicago again pulls back behind the pillar. Sitting back with a Succubus. Hopefully should be for the most part okay. With Reverence, got himself a bit of a first aid. Defense is coming back up a little by little. Mortal Coil coming back up. Could potentially use Reflect. And Chicago actually cut up fully on health. Low on mana. At 32% dampening, so maybe the recovery maybe slowed down, maybe stunted a little bit. Succubus CC off of that Mortal Coil, does end up bursting down Chicago with a conflagration, but does realize that he's just breaking his own CC though. It's gonna have to back up for a little bit until he gets some defenses. May have to pop the reflect really early on, especially if he wants to get a cast off or two. For Chicago, better be ready to start purging the cast as soon as possible. Got himself Static Totem, putting Reverence out in the open. Gonna be a freshly Succubus getting summoned up with potentially Stun Totem as well. No, yes, it is gonna be Stun Totem afterwards. It is gonna be Capacitor. LA Blast on Reverence, got himself a bit of a reflect. Maybe that'll give himself a lot of ability. Chicago trying to see if he can purge any kind of buffs off of him. No Dark Pack for the Warlock for just yet. It's gonna be Succubus, but somehow Succubus ends up breaking the CC, and that's gonna be Chicago with a wind burst. Ooh, wind strikes at the very end do end up taking him out. With Chilpa's kind of waddling over towards Chicago, giving him as much of an honor duel as humanly possible. Chicago kind of just staring at Reverence. Oh, what? Oh my goodness. What BM, man? What BM? With Chilpa's getting himself a full grippy hand and the ready stun onto Chicago. Does go for trick and Sunder onto Chilpa's just to give himself a bit of a breather. But the Death Knight is unstoppable with his burst. Absolutely just chunking out Chicago with a back-to-back obliterates. Oh my goodness. The BM with them flags, boys. Are you kidding me? DG Flex is going to be up next. Flex, who's got himself very deadly, surprisingly deadly survival hunter build. Can actually do a ton of damage. Not super survivable himself, but the damage he can do is absolutely fantastic. Flank and strike onto Chilled. Got himself the range Mongoose Bites. Trying to see if he can break away from Chilled, who's trying to stay melee to leech off of those death strikes. Stun onto Chilled. Having stricken for this one. Flex got himself a heal. Could potentially be a turtle. Chill's trying to use everything he can to survive. Dark Bang getting used. Does give himself a little bit of a health buffer, but doesn't really let him recover whatsoever. Stun onto Flex. Got himself Remorseless Winter. Trying to see if he can at least trap Flex in place, but he's just going to be able to chip away at Chilpas from a distance. Trying to maybe make some obliterates happen. Cannot really heal in this situation. Flex does end up taking him down. Got super low. I think might have been a Bear's Fortitude that gave him a little bit extra health to work with. Short and deadly. Up next, Stormbolt on Reflex does get himself a reflect onto the freezing trap to lock it down for just a moment. Well done, man. Being able to line up a freezing trap or reflect off of this freezing trap to the warrior is a skill. Being able to figure out which trap the hunter is going to use on you also is a bit of like a mind games, mind reading type of ability here. But well done for this man, honestly. Well done. Try to see if he can mount up. No! Another reflect. 2 for 2 so far. Spear. Nowhere for Flex to go. Does get a scatter with a stun right after. Can't really go anywhere. Just trying to see if he can give himself a little bit of survivability. Ruin onto Short. It looks like Short may be just okay. Bladestorm maybe? Could use maybe. I don't know if he's got Bladestorm. He doesn't track with his bars. I likely he's running Bladestorm, right? I'd be very surprised if he isn't. Big Execute 1, Execute 2, taking him down. Looking for a bit of a resetting behind the pillar. As a Bandolera, is that what the name is? Bandolero is going to be up next as an assassination rogue, going over the sap. Could have shot immediately onto short. Deadly full dots up and running. Got himself fully loaded up. Is that going to be Deathmark potentially? Disruptor follow. Got himself all the poisons, all the dots, all the bleeds. And short deadly got himself a parry. Hoping to maybe get himself some counter damage versus Bandolero. Fully dotted up. That's not even Deathmark. And the man is just melting. At least that ignore paint is going to help him out a little bit. Swap it out to defensive stance immediately. I think he just realized that, you know what? Playing against the rogue, there's not much he can really do. Actually, I think surrendered. I think he actually surrendered. That or is just a emote? Yeah, I think he actually did surrender. Diabolics is going to be up next. From one dome to the next, actually. Short deadly Diabolics. Oh, okay. Interesting. Got road into Diabolics. Going to be a Succubus CC immediately. Walking him away. With Diabolics opening up a couple of gateways versus Bandolero. Trying to see if he could burst him down. Bandolero looking for a bit of an escape, a bit of a reset. Port up for Diabolics, but it's going to be the rogue. Escaping a Cloak of Shadows onto the mortal coil right before it hits him. So the rogue is trying to see if he can maximize damage. There goes the Deathmark. Potential lots of damage to Diabolics, who is going to try to see if he can stump the rogue with a Infernal. Are there any dots on Bandolero? Because the rogue, I think he wants to finish this. He got himself a big Deathmark. If he goes in with a couple of bleeds versus Diabolics, he's going to be in a fantastic spot. The Succubus is going to get the rogue out of stealth though. With the Succubus CC, the rogue without a trinket. If Diabolics can give himself an angle fast enough, at least he puts a curse under Bandolero, letting the Infernal do a little bit of damage. That Infernal, I think, eventually could just take the rogue out by himself. Wall up for Diabolics just to survive long enough for Bandolero to take just enough damage. Gateways are up. Going to be the cheat death. This is going to be enough for you. Bandolero trying to see if he can end. Oh, he does turn around. Are you kidding me? There is no way with Seabar going in with a dot and a Star Surge. Not letting the rogue escape unharmed. Well done for my boy Reverence. Chicago Chill Pills. Just about everybody got a chance to play, didn't they, huh? Well done, boys. Hey, let's go. Who needs one? Matt, we'll check if somebody needs one. Night King or Chicago, most likely. Unless Board's got himself a real group. Hell yeah. Let me double check my, yeah, so it looks like, oh man. It looks like, you know how I was having that one time with the recordings? An issue one time with my recordings for video stuff. It looks like it's back. Hopefully not for long. I'll have to figure out. Hold on. I'll need to fix stuff on my end while we got a group together, boys. How many duels are we at for NA? 20? 30? Ooh, yeah, we are 30. 32. All right. Fastest win in Dalaran history. True. Night King 4. So Night King is looking for more. If you guys want to find them, groups are in LFG. So groups on LFG, Seavark or Chicago is looking for more. Night King is looking for more. And I guess Boris. Are you making a real group, Boris, or do you want to join one of the boys out here? That'd be cute. So you find the groups over in the LFG window. Most groups are going to be listed in Raids Legacy. Just type in number 5 in the search and hit enter. We also have a pin in the chat to show exactly how to join in. But find the groups over on the NA Raids Legacy. We do them on Raids Legacy for cross-faction. Night King got 5. Awesome. Chicago got 5. Perfect. I do still need to fix stuff on my end, chat, though. Hold on. Let me double check my stuff. Oh, yeah. There's definitely some kind of an issue on my end. Is it something that's just taking up a lot of CPU? Razer Synapse. Taking up a lot of percent. Is that what's causing issues? Potentially. Okay, I think I solved the issue. Maybe? Potentially? I think I did. It might have been the Razer app, the Razer Synapse app. Okay, I think we're good. Last time that's what it was, is the Razer Synapse app for one reason or another. It just caused issues. Oh, what? I have this running as well? What the hell? Okay, well, we gotta close that. Maybe that would do it too. Running my editing software. Yeah, that probably would do, probably would cause issues too. Just having a big old hunk of editing software running in the background. Yeah, probably killing that will help as well. It's basically like someone who's causing some CPU issues, and my audio and video just ends up getting all kinds of messed up. I can do one of these. Hold on. I can maybe kill all the Razor stuff completely, because that's what it was last time. For some reason, like Razor was doing some weird stuff. Let me see if I can just kill that real quickly. I don't know why. I don't know why Razor, out of all the things. So let me just clean it up on my end. It's gonna take me a second, boys. It's gonna take me a second. I'm basically just gonna go into Task Manager and just snipe anything that has to do with Razor for like a second, and then just load it back up. Are we clean? I think we're clean. Hopefully clean. Alrighty. Razor Synapse. Let it get a full reload. Should I use Circuits and Astral Blades or use the Crimson Gladiator's Dagger in the offhand? As respec, as outlaw? Or what are you talking about? Should I use Circuits and Astral's Blade? As an outlaw, I feel like whichever one gets you better secondary stats. I think definitely use that blade in the offhand. It's pretty good. Like, it's a higher item level. It's definitely a higher item level. And I think it's going to be big overall. Never say more attention seeker. Oh, me? Or what? Or somebody else in chat. I was going to say, like, me? Hold on. Huh? Did I do something? I didn't even read who it was in that chat. I didn't even read who posted it. I just read the comment. I was like, wait, oh, what did I do? And then I saw C-Rex name next. I was like, wait, okay, hold on. All right, chat, hold on. I'm doing some Razor setup stuff. Up there on Whisper, read my message, please. Up there on Whisper. Which one should you be doing? By the way, I'll play Outlaw mains with a dagger day offhand. Yeah, dagger is fine because you got a higher item level dagger. If you slap the thing in there, it'll be fine. In PvP, you just want weapons with the best secondary stats. So right now, Crit Versa are the better stats for Outlaw at the moment. I think Fire Mage is viable in PvP right now. I think Fire Mage can definitely do well in PvP. It's not the strongest out of the 3 specs. I think Arcane and Frost are the better ones at the moment. But I think Fire can do well. I mean, the instant combustion damage is really, really strong. And they also have that cheat death mechanic with the Cauterize. But I don't really know what their damage profile is like outside of burst. Because usually the burst is good. But like maybe their sustained damage is like really, really bad. Very viable. Ultimate Mage specs are really good. I feel like as long as Fire Mages can CC. And as long as they can combustion. And as long as they have the cheat death. Like they're always going to be kind of good. Right? The other mage has an extra cheat death. They have all the other defenses the other mages have. Except for like double block. You know, so they're basically in the same field. And combustion, like instant cast, so you're just firing off, firing off, firing off, firing off. And you're chilling. So yeah, I imagine it's just way too good. Okay, chat, I think I fixed everything on my end. We should be able to queue, yeah? Let's do no cooldown. Let's do a quick no cooldown. Been away from the game for a while, looking to come back and get into PvP. What class would you recommend? I actually made a video the other day of which classes that I would recommend for new returning players. I definitely would encourage you guys to check it out. I don't know, maybe we could have somebody like link it in the chat or something. But yeah, in terms of the classes, there's a lot of good options, man. There's a lot of good options right now. It depends if you're trying to do PvE or PvP, but for PvP, I would definitely look into it. And I know people are going to be like, oh my god, Dal, you're really recommending it? Demon Hunters are really good. Demon Hunters are really tanky. They're very survivable. Good damage output. They're kind of like the meta meme right now because like everybody's rolling to Demon Hunter because they're flavor of the month for PvP. Rogue's also really, really good though too. I think Warrior's also kind of fun as well. As out of casters, I think Warlocks are pretty good. Mages are pretty good. Shadow Priests are really good too, and so are Ally Shamans. If you look at the heal, Rested Druid, Evoker are both great. Disc Priests are pretty good too. You get really aggressive if you like the damage gameplay. Yeah, and then tanks normally don't appear in PvP. But I guess if you did want to play one like Bear Druid, I think it's still good, yeah? Imagine. Alright, switch. Hopefully everything will be good on my end, chat. Hopefully we won't have any big issues I had. Like had that 1 week, which is a nightmare to make videos on. Jesus. Everything was basically like stuttery. It was absolutely insane. I was so sad. Gonna be my boy Chicago first for Seabark, whopping up here as a boomy. I was honestly thinking maybe a little bit of Feral here, but the man getting booped around all over the place, absolutely in the ring with Chicago, trying to see if he can throw him against the, what is that like in wrestling, like when you throw him against like that line that people get springboarded back into in wrestling, what is that? But it's gonna be Seabark with a little bit of the thorns, trying to keep Chicago out in the open, trying to keep him away from any kind of pillars, as long as you can keep tracking him, putting dot damage on the guy. Like, you'll actually be in a fantastic spot. I do wonder what, because we never see boomies anymore. But I wonder if they're like burst class or if they're sustained, because it looks like sustained damage from the stars as well as the dots actually doing quite a bit of work towards Chicago. They all have to worry about their health a little bit. Gonna be Seabark getting locked down for just a moment. Does have a rude urge separated from Chicago as they try to maybe drop down, and Sun Totem does end up moving Sun Totem maybe a little bit too far out, as Seabark is able to avoid it narrowly though. Seabark does have himself Heart of the Wild, so in case things ever get rough for him, you should be able to switch it up and then go for a full-on healing build, worst to worst. As he got himself a little bit of cover behind the pillar, double Wrath in order to get himself a bit of a reset. Gonna be the best as soon as he gets yoinked in by the static totem, trying to see if he can escape that thing as best as possible. Thorns is up with big damage. That's gonna be full moon dropping in on Chicago. I guess it would be a proc moon, yeah, with the Stellar Flood. It does have quite a bit of dot pressure onto the Shaman so far, as the Shaman is able to counter this with a Maelstrom of their own as well as with mana. But I do again still wonder, are we going to see like a big proc burst on a Seabark at some point? Is he just trying to find a better angle versus Chicago? But the chipping away damage is actually kind of good. Look at that chip damage. He's able to chip away Chicago whenever they're away from a pillar, little by little. And maybe eventually get him low enough, pop full burst, War Stomp, Cyclone, maybe trying to get something set up. That or playing defensive. It looks like he's just playing defensive a little bit. So it's going to be really up to Chicago, I think, to maybe line up some kind of a kill here. Unless Seabark can just bind himself as much time as possible until he has everything available, potentially winning until the Fury of Balloon is up. Gonna be the static totem. Does end up stealthing through the static totem though. Catches himself a prowl as he's getting booped over by the totem, but doesn't put him in combat. He just kind of boops his character over to the side. He's gonna go for Wrath as Chicago picking up the eyes. And Seabark, I think, tried to activate himself one of the eclipses whenever possible. War Stomp? Oh, no, War Stomp. Wrath? Big Ascendance up for Chicago. Does get in with... Oh, what is this? What is this? Is that the animation of the Ascendant whenever they get hit with a Cyclone? They just kind of put their hands up and put one leg up? They don't even float. It just like stands there. I've never seen that. Actually, I've never seen that, man. Seabark able to keep this dots and the pressure rolling in. Chicago leaping. Is this going to be an opportunity for Chicago to potentially have a big go? Does break out of that silence with Seabark trying to go for a couple of rats. Got himself the Fury of Balloon. Maybe big damage. Meteor. Oh, not Meteor, but a moon coming down versus Chicago. It's going to be the static totem able to almost escape. It does get booped back in. And it's going to have to fight Chicago mono and mono here. It's still able to blast him with a bunch of instant casts. The Star Sword is doing a lot of work. Chicago does not have a ground totem for a little bit, so actually kind of exposed right now next to Seabark. Trying to go for Cellfire. Does get a juke onto that intro. That's going to be yet another cycle for Seabark as he may potentially activate it. I think Incarnation. I think that's actually Incarnate right here. I think he's got himself full cooldowns at the moment. He doesn't look like it, but I think that was his proper Incarnation. Unless I'm wrong on that one. Roar on Chicago. Oh, maybe it was a proc Incarn? Might have been a proc Incarn. Might have been a Pulsar. Grounding totem down. He's going to try to see if he can eliminate it directly. Thorns are up for Seabark, trying to see if he can drop down mushrooms onto Chicago, dropping down mushrooms for even more damage over time pressure. That's actually kind of incredible. And Chicago got a couple of Frost Sharks, goes full side the ready. Should potentially be able to make some damage up. A big Alien Blaster falling at Seabark, trying to see if he can separate from Chicago. Got himself plenty of mobility. The knockback with that Typhoon, looking for a couple of wriggles behind the pillar. War Stomp with a Cyclone, again, just looking for the breather. Got himself the Heart of the Wild in order to amplify the ability to play outside of his form. So in terms of like healing form, he's able to get more healing. In terms of bear form, he's able to be a bit more tankier. And even in cat form, I think the damage and mobility increases too, so you could use that at least to like escape. Or if maybe it's just damage alone, but I could be wrong on that one. I think it's just mobility. Chicago picking up the eyes and see if we're trying to see if he can lick these wounds behind the pillow, looking for a couple of regrowths. So far, has not really been able to topple Chicago, able to chip away at the Shaman, but is not really able to topple him over just yet. May need a little bit more of a setup. Chicago kind of gripping Seabark back into him by moving that totem after placing it on top of Seabark. Sometimes that movement works, sometimes it doesn't. I still don't understand if that's an intended interaction rod. Sunder onto Seabark with yet another totem, and Chicago, I think, got himself a whole nother totem reset. Is that what happened? Static totem cooldown seems really short all of a sudden. Gonna be big damage on the Seamark, but also big damage on Chicago. Seamark trying to kind of see if he can back up out of the Chicago, looking for the Maelstrom healing. Should be able to get plenty of survivability here, as Seamark just focusing on his own recovery as best as possible above everything else. We're hitting that 5-minute mark, 25% dampener. Chicago has taken a little bit of damage, has a bit of mana, and starting to build up a bit of Maelstrom, so should be able to recover a little bit here. Or maybe just wants to commit some damage instead. Barkskin up. See if I got himself on a eclipse. Big Star surges back. Oh, looks like the chipping damage was enough. Was able to chip away at the Shaman little by little to eventually catch him off guard a bit and then blast him. As Bandolier going to be up next. Phantomizer Deceiver does at least jump into a bear form. Potentially could use Barkskin in order to give himself a bit more survivability. Bash out the Bandolier with a Cyclone, as the Rogue can't really escape out of this one. At least Seamark is giving himself a bit of opportunity to like get some distance from the Rogue, put some dots on the guy, dropping a mushroom on him. Doesn't the mushroom pop a slow? It looks like it does. Something's definitely slowed, yeah. And maybe that's what mushrooms do right now. Maybe mushrooms have a slow, because they used to have a slow back in the day. Knock back into the Rogue, does have a shot at stuff for it. Seamark is going to go for a War Stomp, using that mobility to escape the Rogue. Got himself plenty of roots. Going to be a Cloak of Shadows by the Rogue. Feeling a little bit impatient. Cloak of Shadows on the roots means that Seamark could have himself a proper go with cooldowns. And he may be okay. Trinket, before the Rogue can get himself a proper setup, Seamark just trying to see if he can escape him. Trying to go for a Cyclone, the Rogue going behind the pillar, but doesn't really want to go for a proper restealth. But it also does on the Seamark, but trying to be very careful of those thorns. No longer has a Cloak of Shadows, so he needs to be extra careful, as Seamark able to load him up full of dots and go for a couple of regrowths behind the pillar. Bandolier is not going to have an easy time approaching him. He can't really escape the damage over time of Moonfire's Sunfire. Previously in Shadowlands, Rogues had the shield. Whenever you stealth, you got yourself a little bit of shield, which lets you get a little bit of movement across the arena, even when you're dotted. But nowadays, not really. Garone onto Seamark with a full kitted shot. I think the Rogue wants to go for Deathmark, but he knows with Seamark being as low as he is, just shouldn't be using it. Gotta be, oh, the dots do end up taking down Seamark at the end. The Rogue does burn a trinket in order to get an Venom there either way. Modfell going to be up next, able to evade the Rogue sap, able to start getting some damage in pretty close up. There's going to be Glaive's going to throw it in as his disarm, stun into the Rogue, and it's going to be kind of DR'd off of that earlier bash. And it's going to be Bandolier just trying to see if he can avoid the Fellman as best as he can. Hit him with a blind. Going to be a trinket for the Demon Hunter. Could potentially... Oh, that result for the Rogue off of the blind? I'm actually surprised you dropped combat with that one. I'm actually very surprised. Huh? Is that a thing? Gonna be the Rogue trying to go for a kidney shot, but it's gonna be a Metamorphosis immune to kidney as the Rogue trying to get himself a setup. So for Modfell, this is fantastic. He's actually in a great spot right now. He could make something happen for this. Rogue just wasted a kidney. And it's gonna be able to go for the big hunt. Mad damage, awesome setup, big damage from his main pet. Cheap shot by the Rogue. Wait, the Rogue, oh my god, he turned around, but the man is still bleeding out. Is he died to the hunt? No, he doesn't. I can't believe it. Tripple's gonna be up next. Try not to let this Rogue go anywhere. Just needs a couple more frost. There's a couple more frost to chip away the guy. Oh my god, that is intense. Dude, that Rogue is incredible. That was actually intense. I can't believe it. That was such a... That was way too close between him and the Death Knight. I mean, Demon Hunter. Way too close. Just making the game out fun over this area. Okay, we may have to put the Rogues on a bench then, yeah, chat? Gonna be a big grippy hand for DG, but let's try to see if he can escape Chupas. Gonna be back-to-back on Blitz. Let's go for Fade down to the last second, but Chupas still has so much damage ramped up on him. Can't really grip him back in, but Demonic does end up getting randomly gripped in. GG does get to be separated from Chupas for just a moment. Turtle Shell to create some space between the two. Chupas just needs to be extra careful if there's gonna be a freezing trap or a steel trap. It's gonna be a freezing trap. Does DJ Flags have enough here? Kill shots from around the range as Chupa's sacrificing the ghoul as soon as someone's immediately stunned around the corner. That's not an IBM for this one. So upping the tension onto that pet. DJ decides to get Chupa's low enough. Gonna be a big grippy with a scatter. Trying to throw grenades, but I think he might have a fade down the last second. Is it enough that Manning managed? Oh, he tried to do everything he could to survive that one. Well done, well done. With Demonic gonna be up next with a good old grapple hook. As an outlaw Rogue. Death backed up for Chupas as he gets hit with the disarm. Killing spree for Demoniac. Just taking Chupas out little by little. Just taking bits and pieces off of him. That's going to be a pistol shot. Big old Remorse's Winter Stun on Demonic. Wait, maybe Chupas turned it around? No way. Actually was able to get quite a bit of damage versus Rogue. But then an invasion came through. Short and Deadly going to be up next. Hoping to take down Demonic if possible. May be able to do so. If you can just find him and get some overpowers onto the guy. That is also going to be the banner down for him as well in case Demonic goes in for cheap shot or a kidney. But it looks like Demonic maybe swapping out his weapons entirely. I think maybe swapping the poisons on those things. Gonna be short deadly. Quick Stormbolt. Big bleeds are up. Demonic tried to go for advantage, but you picked up the eye so you can just actually see where the guy is going. That is super unfortunate. Oh my goodness. You boys. What the hell? Oh my god, dude. These gnomes. Oh my goodness, these gnomes. Oh, what is going on here? Short and Deadly and Diabolic just ganging up on Demoniac for no reason. Maybe just because he's a rogue? At least he's an owl in the rogue, but still a rogue. Still a rogue, I guess. That makes sense. Chad Hound going to be up next versus Short and Deadly. Trying to see if he can find a better angle versus the guy, but Short and Deadly trying to stay mobile. He knows that he ends up benefiting if he just stays mobile. He's going to go for the reflect. Brings a trap. Well done, well done. With the Stormbolt after Shadow comes up for trick and pull. Battle sets available as Short and Deadly gets himself a lot of damage with Shadow. Is it going to be enough for your big blaze to follow? Got a turtle shell. It looks like Short and Deadly backing up behind the pillar. Maybe waiting for Shadowhunt to drop down another trap. He does drop in a trap. Trying to hang out next to it. If Short and Deadly can maybe walk over it, he might not even need to. Going to be a stun out of the Hunter, but it's going to be quick charge by the Warrior. This is vulnerable. Oh, does get that execute at the end. Well done, well done. Oh my goodness. Bandolier with a 2. Cutting it very, very close. But Chupa's actually sniping 2 kills. Pretty close as well. Short and Deadly with 2. Seabark played really, really well versus Chicago. They had a hell of a match versus one another, man. A hell of a match versus each other. Well done, man. Well done. Let's get ourselves another going here, boys, yeah? Put a flag in the body, leave, but leave against my team, lol. Oh no, dude. No, we don't need. Wait. These things fly? Wait, so these mounts can actually just fly out everywhere else. Why did they make this change? Dude, that looks pretty cool. I like the animation of this thing. Look at that. It's just like a proper dragon animation. It doesn't look nearly as cool, like, unless it's like dragon riding, but I think that's pretty neat. Awesome. 2 versions? Oh, 2 versions. Okay, okay. I had no idea. That's awesome. I'm glad they did something like this, just so you could have like both. Chicago and Night King ready? Alrighty, boys. Let me get you guys back in here. Blades? Blades Edge? We get you guys in the Blades Edge. If you guys decide, like, at some point, you know what? Let's put the rogues in the corner. Put the baby in the corner. Let me know. 5 rogues in a go. Imagine, man. Imagine. No mercy. I mean, I feel like this stands on its own 2 feet, yeah? On its own 2 stubby little feet. I love gnomes, by the way. I love the idea of gnomes. I like the gameplay of gnomes. I just don't like some of the voice lines when they get hit. Like the female gnome has this little high pitch squee whenever they get attacked by abilities. And I feel like there was one time I had a toy that turned me into a little like female gnome. And I keep getting attacked by abilities or keep taking damage from like raid boss mechanics or whatever. When you hear that squee over and over and over and over, eventually it does like grind on your brain, man. But like besides that, I really like them. Like mechanisms and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, that squeal. It's not something I would want to play just because of like that. But I do like the idea of a gnome. I like that I have them in WoW. They're awesome. Twitch. Gonna be team 1 together with Seabark over on that balance druid Chilpus, charging on first versus DG Flex. Not gonna give this man much opportunity to recover. Immediate unholy action out of the death knight, summoning up an entire abomination army. The big old A-bomb in, the army joins in, they all get trapped up in a sick tar from the tar trap, and it's gonna be DG Flex just bailing out of there, just trying to avoid this as best as he can, unless the army starts running down ramp. He should be able to, for the most part, avoid it. Ends up actually inadvertently run to the army. His main pet getting blasted out by those major crossbows, able to avoid at least the A-bomb and a majority of the army, so limiting the amount of damage those things can do. Stun around the corner, blind, but Chill's gonna be a trinket for DG Flex. Maybe there's a stun available for Chilled. Does end up trying to leap away, but it's gonna be a big old grip back up for Chilled. Rittered out on Tar Trap. Get himself plenty of range damage. Also, Gargoyle joins in. So the Garg is going to get quite a bit of damage towards either DJ Flex or the pet. Try to see if they can establish maybe a little bit better of a position. Making sure that they got himself always that angle. Doing quite a bit of damage to DJ Flex. Eventually, should try to see if he can find himself even more cover. Lattice had the pet for sure. Big damage. Oh, I'm not even sure if that was Shield plus damage at the end. I think that might have been one of those things where Battle Match Chicken fell off at the same time. Scarlet gonna be up next. Big Ray of Frost for Shield Pills as they got himself a bit of an AMS. Trying to see if they can potentially slow them down and stun lock them and bury them in a tomb of ice. But Shield Pills trying to see if he can avoid the magic damage with an anti-magic shield. Ring of Fire around the corner. Ring of Frost as well, but it looks like Chupa's not going to be walking into that one at all. Taking a bit of damage from the Ring of Fire. That is going to do percentage damage. Mad Spike on the Chupa's. Big Lances to follow. Trinket for Scarlet. Trying to see if he can finish the duel right here. No more Chupa's. Got plenty of Frostbows, Flurries as well. Got himself a Death Pack just to give himself a little bit more of a health buffer. And an Ice Bug comes out for Scarlet, trying not to give Chupa's any opportunity to recover, knocking it back, realize that he does need to get a play going. That's going to be a blink onto that grip. Well done, as the grip tried to see if he can displace him. Blink does let him separate and reposition. Gonna be the big Snow Drift, should be able to stun the main pet. Now, the big pet that's next to him, not gonna be a Snow Drift, that's gonna force AMS out of Chupa's too. So for Scarlet, forcing out AMS might not be the worst idea. I think that's an ultra time too, right? All the time, keeping him safe, keeping him healthy. Gonna be a frozen orb right next to him with a breath. All the Chupa's got an ice over the pets are surrounding him. Let's Spike up next. This is gonna get stunned up. Scarlet trying to see if he can find himself a better angle. Definitely needs to go for a glacial whenever they get a chance. Another Spike up and running. Is it gonna be enough though? Lots of damage. Ooh, but looks at Chupa's does end up doing some clawing shadows from around the corner, together with the main pet just clawing at the mage, eventually taking him down. Chupa's does get the opportunity to get at least one quick little death strike after Chicago, giving himself as much of an auto duel as humanly possible. And it looked like actually Shadhound was sending the pet over to Chills, maybe to give him a couple of death strikes as well, potentially. Gonna be Army of the Dead joining in as Chicago with a light lesson, trying to see if he can win Chupa's. Maybe to activate Ancestral Guidance here. That is a lot of damage they're taking right now. Got himself a little bit of the grounding totem, maybe to disrupt any kind of stuns from Chupa's. Sunder for just a second. Ascendant's procking in. Could go for a big self-heal as Chupa's actually pulling himself back together with the army. Just trying to back up out of there with that blind. Looking to reset some cooldowns. Just trying not to fight the shaman while they're inside of this ascended godly mode. Sacrificing that goal just to summon a fresh new one. That's going to be Chupa's trying to keep the pressure rolling over Chicago as best as he can. A-Bomb joins in. Massive ascendance for Chicago. Could potentially be the end of Chupa's. Oh, it does end up coalescing this whole array of elemental damage all at once. Able to counter the Death Knight. With that box going to be up next as a Destruction Warlock. Can they make much of a play versus Team 2 here? Got himself a Succubus over on the side versus Chicago. Could potentially use Succubus to CC Chicago. Does end up doing exactly that with the Soulfire to follow. Trying to see if he can play the Soulfire build. That Soulfire does a lot of damage. Gonna be the grounding shot, which is helping him a ton. I guess these portals, but looks like the portals do reposition over Chicago. Lots of damage being taken off of that fear. Does Diabolix have enough damage here? Got himself a Reflect. More portals available. Trying to see if he can port Chicago out in the open. Chicago avoiding them completely. Gonna be even more portals blasting out Chicago. More shadow damage just continues to hit him over and over and over and over. As Diabolical's got himself full Infernal Shadow Fury. Oh! And a Shadow Burn around the corner, just collapsing everything at once to crush down the Shaman. Is it going to be Demonic up next, potentially? Or Shadhound? Looks like Shadhound is going to be the next one up. As a Beastmaster Hunter this time around. Got himself a camo. What were you doing with a pet earlier, by the way? I saw that you had your like wolf running around all over the place. I don't know if it was like a random pet you just sent in or if it was one you were controlling. But it's going to be Steel Chopper Diabolix. Shadhound is exactly where he wants to be able to start off, not with a stun, but just I guess ramping up some damage. Stun to fall onto Diabolix as he got himself a bit of that Dark Pack. Succubus CC onto Shadhound. Does not want to burn a Trinket for this one, but does end up getting a Freezer Trap onto Diabolix off of that stun though, so I guess it does end up helping him counter that Succubus CC for just a moment. Mortal Call to follow. Fear right after. Diabolix loading up a big old Soulfire. Could be really deadly. Shadhound and no help whatsoever. Who cares what to follow? Oh my god! That Soul Burn! If that thing can land a fatty crit, you are golden. Shadhound got himself a little bit of that exhilaration. Definitely is going to need more healing if he wants to try to survive this. Made the Turtle Shell. Got himself a nice Freezer Trap. I'm surprised the Freezer Trap landed not in a second, but on the Warlock summoning up portals with an immolation. That is just over. Not much you can do about it. 57% dampening. TM Demonic just trying to see if you can charge right in versus Diabolix immediately. Trying not to give him much of a play here. Cheap shot to follow right after as Diabolix got himself the full wall at the ready. Mortal Call up very, very soon. Trying to see if he can port the Rogue out, but the Rogue got himself a Cloak Shadows really early on. So for Diabolix, if he can maybe get himself a little bit of a setup versus Rogue, Vanish to follow. Can't really do much about him. Wants a Mortal Call him as best as he can. Trinket to follow right after. Does Diabolix have any much survivability whatsoever? Oh! And the Rogue trying to see if he can deny him any kind of victory. Well done, but the Rogue with the vanishes and the cloaks, trying to make sure he's just keeping his burst and his go completely airtight versus the Warlock, trying not to give him any kind of chance to recover whatsoever. Seavark does end up keeping the dot, so the Demonic, though, gonna be the quick shadow step. Got himself a bit of that Thorns. The Demonic should be extra careful. Get a shot at the Seavark, trying to go for a disarm, but definitely needs to be running away from him. I think trying to see if he can juke him out, but that's a range class. I don't know how well it's gonna work out. Oh, gee, death afterwards. Oh my goodness, that was actually a quick game, huh? Actually pretty quick. Chills with 2, Diabolicals with 2, and then Seavark catching the last kill on the Demoniac. Well done, well done. Let's get another one going, boys. Team 2 needs a couple more plays in there, man. More boys need to get a chance to play. Big Succubus. Yeah, honestly, dude. Succubus is a really good pet, though. I'm glad about that thing quite a bit. Actually, it's like one of those pets. So certain boss fights, it actually is the better single target pet. So I'm glad they did stuff like that in order to like make other pets kind of useful. Alrighty, let me know if you boys need more bodies, and maybe we can do something. Maybe I can get a couple of invites going in. I know how RNG this game is. You mean like with the with your buffs? Are you talking about your Ascendance build? Is that what you mean? I mean, you could always just take normal Ascendance, right? Chicago? Technically. But yeah, 8% chance to like Storm Strike Pocket Ascendance. It is pretty low. Like sometimes you just like, it's a feast or famine. I feel like sometimes once you get a proc and you can get a bunch of Storm Strikes back to back, you usually get a lot more consistency. And other times you just have to wait the full cooldown of Storm Strike the entire time. Yeah, the build you're running definitely is very, very RNG. I think you just can't play the RNG in PvP. Or I think you just either gotta trust the process, but if you don't trust it, maybe going for like a full Elementalist build may be better, like a full Frost Shocky build, and like Ellie Blast, Lava Burst, all that stuff. Like stuff you were doing, I think it was last week you were trying to do with Ellie Wolves. I think that may be a lot stronger in general. Just one is more consistent than the other. Not taking 3-minute city. Yeah, not a lot of people want to take 3-minute city, dude. After you've got random procs of Ascendance, it generally gives you more uptime than the 3-minute cooldown. That being said, if you tried to eliminate the RNG, you probably should take 3-minute CD. Damn, Soul's pissed. What happened? Next week for enhancement? But 60% healing surge the next patch? Yo, I mean, that should be pretty good, yeah? Or is it not good? Hold on. 60% nerf or 60% buff? I'd rather go without nerf, sure, but I'd rather do more damage. They're buffing the healing of healing surge a little bit, aren't they? But I guess they're nerfing the Nintendo 7, aren't they, as well? Yeah, they're also changing with the totem, that one totem, the healing totem you put up. No longer it has like a whole healing surge buff effect to it. Instead, it's like it just buffs the healing of that totem instead. It's gonna be interesting. Revealed the 10% buff to healing surge on Friday. That makes up for it. I think it was mostly a buff to restoration shaman more than anything. I don't think it was a buff for like enhancement and elemental specifically. I think they were looking at a restoration shaman. I think that's what they were really looking for. Oh, what the hell? That guy just got killed. And then it's like alliance that walked away. Weird. Do we have groups up and running, boys? Anybody putting one together? Or are we good? Chicago, Night King, let me know if you guys are ready. I think Night King said 5 earlier. I don't use that talent anyway. Fair enough, yeah. I'd rather do more damage. True. Who wouldn't want to do more damage? Am I right? I don't remember which one of these is saved. I just gotta go through them real quickly. Also, I was trying to do this in PTR. Do I not have the toy anymore? Tuskar. I do have a Tuskar train dummy on here. For some reason, Tuskar train dummy does not transfer over to PTR whatsoever. I tried to set up a Tuskar train dummy for like to go into scenic areas. I can just put a Tuskar train dummy. So I can basically have a dummy that I can take it to anywhere I want to. I can take it anywhere in Dragon Isles. But for some reason, that thing just ends up kind of like getting removed out of my inventory or off my account whenever I hop on PTR. Maybe it has to do with the quest or something. I did hear some people were having trouble with this Tuskar train dummy toy before. They said it's on favorites and sometimes it just disappears. And it's like permanently gone. But then it's like back sometimes for some people. I have no idea. So Night King is ready. Let me know, Chicago, how many more we need. Or if you need my help inviting more people, let me know. If you need my help inviting more people, let me know. There's a lot of dead bodies out here now that look at it. The people getting slapped out of the sky, I guess, or something, yeah? What's going on? What is happening? How am I alive? With my head up level. Gotta save this. There we go. 30. How many? Here we go. That should be good enough. That should be good enough. If it answers max maelstrom, it's still damn near full heal. It is really strong, isn't it? Yeah, it definitely can be pretty strong. We'll see though. We'll see. I feel like right now is a good time to like comment and add some feedback on like, hey, this change would actually like. Oh god, there's a guy. Oh, just so. Wait. Looks like he's undead. He's not actually undead though, is he? There's just no way. Oh god. Just a random warrior swooping in, man. Trying to land a kill. Ah, hold on. I got cred. Did I get honor on that one? I don't think I even got honor. Oh wait, that guy's still over here blasted. What's going on? I was using toy. I was gonna say. Oh god, I'm gonna back away, man. I'm just gonna back up. Chicago team ready? I have no idea. Actually, I have no clue. Chicago, are we ready? Is the team there or are we not ready? What's happening, my man? Let me know, because I'm just waiting. I'm just buying some time, man. Saving my stuff in the background. I don't see a team up, so I have no idea. I can't really duel you. I mean, I can, but like, I got no health, man. What are you, level 60? Look at the health difference. Like what? Group is full, but I think it's AFK. Oh, okay. Hi. Hi. How's it going, Smokey? Hope you're having a good one. 5, yeah? Okay. Let me get you in here. Do your best. I am. That's my best. I can just auto check. Let's do Rook. The Black Rook hold. Let's get ourselves a Black Rook hold. I tried. That's my best. Hit a 100 will down easy. Yeah, for real. Honestly, I've done that in WPP area for Rogue. Tag him 10% HP, and then he went after me 7 times. Really took it personal. Oh no. Oh no, dude. Yeah, but he's a rogue, so it's not like his opinion matters there yet. Oh my god, man. Oh man. All right, let's get ourselves some 5-5s in here, boys. Yeah, uno más. Get some more games in here, boys. I'm liking the variety we have in teams, man. Ooh. Not too many rogues, which is what I like. Not too many. Although, where is I think it was Lynn, right? What the hell is Lynn? Why don't we have Lynn join these duels, man? You gotta get Lynn in here because they play Outlaw. They're straight up on Outlaw rogue, man. I'd love to see some Outlaw action here because they're just played so differently compared to some of the SAS. They're still stealthy, but not as stealthy. You know what I mean? Alrighty, boys. Switch. Let's get ourselves another one going here tonight, man. There we go. Hopefully that should fix it. We got Chupas over on Team 1, ready to go versus Scarlet. The Frosty Mage trying to see if they can find himself a bit of a setup around the band. Polymorph on the shield as the death and decay comes down. It's going to be full Ring of Frost, all the damage, everything. Scarlet trying to go for a big freeze with Chupas. Is going to go for the AMS in order to counter any kind of freezes from Scarlet. And Scarlet, I think, got himself a bit of an alter time. Should be able to be good to go. Gotta be big grippy head for Chupas. Wants to go for big obliterate silence. So the Scarlet decided, you know what? I don't even want to deal with it. Full cooldowns up for Chupas. That's their 2-minute. I'm gonna burn my 5-minute immunity just to get it out of there. Lich board for Chupas. Countering the polymorph is gonna be gripped back up to Scarlet with a strangulate. Trinket out of this one with a human racial. Ring of Fire instead interrupted. Ray of Frost is going to be up next. Got himself at least a little bit of resource too with a bunch of procs. Ring of Fire back up yet again. Does have a knockback for Chills, but he's going to take a little bit of the percentage damage. The Ice Lance's Archer put away at him. Get himself yet another AMS. Going to be Glacial. It is completely nullified with that AMS, however. That is super unfortunate. Scarlet playing it very, very defensive. Jump into an ice block. has been able to chip away at the defense of the shield pills little by little, but not enough to completely really put them on the back foot just yet. But Scarlet has already burned both of their immunities. Both icebox have been used really early on, so I wonder how they're going to be able to play from here on. Gonna be a bit of an alter time, so at least Shield Pills knows he can't really have himself a proper go yet. Ice Nova onto his Shield Pills as Scarlet got himself a random loss. Gonna be that stun around the corner. Actually, he's gonna be able to blink away. Got himself a big Snowdrift. Should be able to utilize the Snowdrift stun and freeze Shield, but it looks like he's not gonna be able to. AMS at the ready for Shield in case he needs to. More so much to Scarlet trying to go for Poly. Get outside the AMS to protect him from any kind of CC. Ring of Frost right after, but an Obliterate could just end him, and Obliterate does end up doing the trick, taking him out. Did take a little bit of damage, took a bit of a beating. Depending on who is up next, Shield Pills is going to have to either play very, very aggressively or defensively. And next up is going to be DJ Flex against a Hunter. I think normally the plan is to counter aggression with even greater aggression, but I could be wrong on that one. As Shield Pills trying to see if he can maybe get some healing leashed off of the pet, get a couple of dash strikes, couple of blitz, and just try to see maybe if he can just tag Flex for a little bit. But definitely needs to find himself a better angle. Trying to use the cover in order to approach towards Flex. You know, the Flex most likely is going to have a bunch of traps laid down for him. Going to be a big grippy onto Flex. Got himself immediate trick and sprinting away from Chills. As he got himself a full stun. Grippy handed the ready stuns again with that Remorse of Winter. Feign death for just a moment. Does he himself anyways to reconnect with Flex? Grip is back up with another Obliterate. Flex does burn an Exhilaration. Heart putting back over to Chill Pills. I think trying to see if he can root him, but the Death Advance keeps him moving. Does end up doing quite a bit of damage to the Death Knight, but not enough to really put Chill Pills on the back end. Is going to go for the Warlock Hellstone in order to get himself a little bit of that recovery. As Flex back behind the pillar, trying to see if he can find himself maybe a bit of wiggle room out of this one. Death Knight on one side, Freezing Trap waiting for the Death Knight on the other. So he should be able to walk out of here, maybe even catch himself a camo. As he got himself yet another trap waiting for Chill Pills. I don't know if he got a trap on this end. Looks like it's clean. It looks like Flex got himself Feign Death. Camo, he's chilling. No, apparently he's not. Maybe his main pet still has a Frost Fever on it. AMS up for Chill Pills, but the Steel Trap is going to be what's waiting for him on that other end. With DJ still trying to find himself a little bit more of a respite from Chill Pills. Still trying not to engage him just yet. Isaac getting picked up in case there's going to be another camo out of the Hunter. Chills with a blind on the Flex with the Remorse of Winter stun to follow. Maybe he's going to go for a proper stun. Does go for a proper stun. Trying to see if he can chain Remorse of Winter afterwards. Does he get to chain it properly? It's going to be tricky. No Remorse of Winter stun of this one. But bigger Blitz are going to be meeting Flex. Yet another grip with another Blitz. Oh! Does end up hitting him with that Howling Blast on the very end. Landing just enough damage in order to be able to take him down. Well done, well done. Trying to chase after a survival hunter can be quite difficult. It's just a very, very slippery class. Not much you could really do about him sometimes. With Chicago going to be up next as enhancement, Shaman's been giving Chill Pills as much of a chance for an honor duel here. The dampening is slowly ramping up though, chat. 4 minutes, 30 seconds into the duel. Chicago walking into this one. I do wonder if they're playing the Ascendance build or if they're playing more like an Elementalist build this time. I think the Ghost Raptors, they are LA Raptors, so maybe swapping out his build, or maybe still playing into a little bit of that Ascendance, but mixing Nature, Fire, Frost damage in there, potentially. Going to be a Sunder on a Chill Pills for just a second. Does have an AMS to counter some of the Chicago's damage with a couple of Obliterates back to back, burning the Pillar of Frost, able to actually get himself a little bit of pressure into Chicago. Is going to turn around with plenty of Maelstrom healing. Ruin Chill Pills does have himself a big zap at the ready. Does have maybe Ghost Raptors coming back in very, very soon. If the guy Ghost Raptors back up and maybe get some Nature Raptors, some Lightning Wolves, maybe could have made that Lightning Bolt do a ton of damage. Frosted Raptor and a Lightning Raptor are in. So maybe could make some Frost damage, lightning damage happen here. Potentially, like the last one by Chicago, going to be IBF out of Chill Pills, immediately breaking himself out of the shackles of that stun. And he got himself some pressure building little by little. Has himself full cooldowns at the ready. Could potentially make a play here. Stun onto Chicago. Grippy hand at the ready. All cooldowns are available. Chicago's gonna have to play very, very defensively here. Got himself a social goddess to maybe get some counter healing versus the damage coming out of the death. The death that needs to go for a couple of death strikes here and there to make sure he doesn't fall behind. Silence out of Chicago. Is it going to be able to have him here? Chicago trying to go for a heal as fast as it can. Big up Blitz coming back up from Chill Pills. Got himself just a sliver of runic power to go for yet another death strike. Is it going to be enough though? Legendborn to a follow. Got himself healing off that LE Blast, but looks like Chicago does get to overpower the Death Knight. Just with raw healing alone, Diabolic's charging in as the Demonology. Immediate axe toss onto Chicago. Dropping down a big old Tyrant. Chicago doesn't have interrupted the Tyrant play though. At the very, very last second, yet another axe toss, nothing they could do about it. Diabolicals just did not want the Shaman to escape, and that one wanted to run in, send the dogs immediately, let the hounds do the work. It looks like it's potential demonic up next, or maybe not. Maybe Shad. Is it Shad Hunt? They're kind of waiting for one another. Looks like it is demonic up next versus Diabolicals. Last time Diabolicals was versing the Rogue. They went destruction. This time their Demonology. Is that going to be the better spec to counter Rogue? Imagine the axe tosses from the main pet should be quite deadly. Gonna be full dots onto Diabolics. As the Rogue is not subtlety this time, he is actual assassination. Full dot rotting down Diabolicals. Not much they can do about it as the death mark is duplicating all the bleeds and the poisons from Demoniac's damage. Literally nothing they can do about it. Just has to wait it out. But it's quite a bit of damage. Look at that. Off of that death mark, sitting at about 50% health. Picking up the eyes, sitting in the main pet to maybe try to get Demonic out of stealth. It's going to be a Fellstorm immediately. Go road onto Diabolic. Skittish shot Raptor. Axe Toss is going to be tricking out of Diabolic. Summoning up a big old Tyrant with a Mortal Coil. There's going to be a full Nether Portal. Demonic does not have a vanish. So actually, all this time he's spending with Evasion with Cloak of Shadows, unless he kills Diabolics right here, that Pitlord could potentially do a lot of damage. So Smoke Bomb does not have an escape. Does not have a vanish. A Pitlord is going to be super deadly whenever he charges in. I don't know if he even needs a Pitlord at the moment. He may not even need one. There's no Pit Lord. Was it another portal? No, or maybe he's not running another portal. For some reason, I thought you popped another portal down, but I guess I'm wrong on that one. Oh my god, the BM. With Shadhound charging in, does not want to give Diabolix a chance to recover. Dark Pact has been used by the Warlock to hopefully counteract any damage from Shad. It's going to be a freezing trap to freeze him in place, but Shad already taken a bit of damage from the whole army of demons. Trying to go for a stun, maybe that'll be enough. Diabolix does not really have much of an answer here. A Shadowhound does give himself all the angles in the world, plenty of ability, lots of pets attacking Diabolix. Trying to see if he can counter the Hunter, dropping down the Obby with a port back. That's going to be all the pets amplified. Oh! And the pets do end up taking down the Hunter over time. Well done, well done. With Diabolix catching himself 3 kills, with Shilpa's going in for 2. Well, good, boys, well done. Hell yeah. Hey, Dal, did you see the Retribution rework? Yeah, I saw some of the stuff data mined, but we don't have a proper blue post on Injustice. I'm waiting until they get a proper blue post on the Retribution, like full rework. Unless they just posted something about it now, which I haven't seen anything yet. Yo, Nike, Chicago, let me know when your boys are ready. We'll get another group going, yeah? Let me know when your boys are ready, and we'll get another one up and running. Can you get a break with a Lock? Dude, Lock is just not your favorite class, huh? Not your favorite one to duel up against. Night King is ready. Let me know, Chicago, if you're ready. Pretty sure I legit said bugs don't mean anything when design is trash. Uh-oh. Back in my day, honestly. I know about to be a level up next patch god mode. Oh yeah, chill pills, yeah, with the frost DK changes. For sure. I wonder if that obliteration is gonna be like big. I don't think a lot of Death Knights play cleave though. But that frost strike damage, the dot damage, and I think it was what? I don't think it would use Death's Advance or anything like that. Or Frost Scythe. But like the damage buffs they're getting are pretty nice actually. Definitely are really nice. Plus it's also other classes getting nerfed too, which could you give Death Knights a little bit more of a freedom to get in. Did you get the Goblin Weather Machine prototype with the Twitch drops? I did not get the Goblin Weather Machine prototype B1 with the Twitch drops, no. I have not gotten my Goblin prototype with the machine Twitch drops. Nope, not yet. I don't know if I will. Like, it's a cool toy. I probably should get it, but it's like, I don't know. I don't really hang out afterwards that much. And I guess I could just leave some of the stream in the background or whatever, but yeah, I probably should do that. I just feel weird about it, you know? I think I do have a guildie. It does have Twitch drops enabled, so maybe like next time we were raiding or whatever, I'll just put that stuff in the background while we get in our progression or re-clear done. Maybe I'll do something like that. Because he actually, looking back at his footage actually with some of the raid fights, like when I got first kill in Diurna, there was a couple of good moments that you could just clip. Because he's just like, didn't cue his mic, but he's just like getting so upset with some of the positioning of our raiders. We had a dude running beams into him over and over, and he just absolutely freaked out at some point. That's hilarious, because the guy's usually like really calm and collected, but then it's like when you put it in the when you put it in the his personal private stream, it's just a whole another story. You're 100 on how much? I'll good, my guy. All good, all good. Yeah, Chicago's ready? Alright, boys, let's get another one going. Let's do Dalaran sewers. Let's do them Dalaran sewers, man. Let's go to the sewers, boys. Let's go to the sewers. Plus a bus, rather disappointing. Yeah, I think, yeah, let's get some PvP specifics. Yeah, I agree. I think they're fantastic from a PvE perspective, though. I mean, from the early numbers, and maybe I'm misremembering them, it's like a 20% damage increase to Frost, two-hander, and AoE. And like even dual wield gets quite a bit. It's like a 2% increase to two-hander and single target. That's significant. It's like 2%, not much, but like it inches them that much closer to like the breath build. And it's a pretty big increase in AoE. So it's massive in that regard. What about the Ring who came in? What about the Ring who came in 1007? The Ring, so I heard about the Ring. It's like a ring you customize with these gems and it gives you different procs of abilities. I am not 100% on what the Ring is going to be all about. I think it's supposed to be like a, and I could be wrong in this one, like at first when I read some of the gems, it sounded like, okay, it's like a fun ring with some catch-up elements. Maybe for some classes those effects will be abyss, but it's like a ring full of just a variety of effects. But I don't know if it has any stats, so it may be like a stat, no stats, but like random procs and stuff. I'll do your test on PTR to see if it's any strong or not. Hey, what's up, Zing? How you doing, my man? Switch. How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. My God, my brain just gotta stop working for a second. Rav gonna be first up versus Viserys. Mage versus the Evoker. Immediately sheepifies the boy with a quick breath right after trying to see if he can make some damage out, but big arcade surge around the corner. Missiles to follow Viserys, take a lot of damage. Oh my God, the arcade mage absolutely popping off. As Viserys trying to go for a little bit of self heal. Sleepwalk to follow, but looks like able to avoid it entirely. I think maybe Rav would invis for that one. Does have Viserys on the run right now as the Evoker, just using all of his hover, all of his mobility just to keep himself afloat. It'll be big shatter. Maybe Viserys finally trying to get a bit counteractive. Fire breath onto Rav. Is that going to be enough damage? Doesn't this get him out of stealth for just a moment? As we do have a Dark Iron Dwarven Shaman. I don't know if the Dark Iron ratio could actually help him against Viserys much. But I do wonder if that'll end up helping him. I think it'll end up helping him against the rogue completely. Being able to remove all those bleeds might be incredible. Gonna be a full big burst onto Viserys. Does Rav end up taking him out right here? Trying to see if he can blink around the corner. He's gonna go for an interrupt with the missiles to follow. Got himself big carry and go with the Radiant Spark. But looks like Viserys was able to avoid him for the most part. Big barrages out of off. Trying to see if he can chip away at the Evoker, avoiding the sleep effect. As Viserys so far has been playing very, very defensive. Does get to sleep finally onto Rav. And Viserys potentially could go for a big go. Eternity Surge getting interrupted. Unable to really get himself with a good setup. Trying to go for a bit of a Fire Breath. I don't even know if the Fire Breath connected. Whenever you get hit by the Fire Breath of the Evoker, I do want to see if there's like an animation of like a person burning a little bit of fire. Because I don't think I've ever seen one. Eternity Surge, big disintegrate, potentially mad damage, all the time available for Rav. Does get a juke out a kick from Viserys. Big interrupt on the Evoker though. Does he have enough damage? Big barrage. Oh, big barrage does come down with a touch of the Magi missile combo to follow. Rav, is this Seavark? Is this supposed to be Seavark? Just changed his name? Or is this completely another guy named Rav? I'm not even sure, honestly. GG Flex is going to be up next. Stun onto Rav. And it's going to try to see if he can send out the Death Shock. I'm trying to reposition as Rav looking to find himself a better angle. Got himself the images, so at least able to reduce some of the damage he takes. So that's quite a bit of burst coming out of Flex. As he got himself, look at that mobility, man. I know he's like kind of blinking all over the screen, but man, being able to close the gap and then back up as quickly as this man can. It's kind of nutty. Touching the magic onto Flex. Does get himself a charge with the Spearhead. There's going to be Rav taking a bit of damage right now, though. Is it going to be enough damage here? Breath onto Flex. Is Flex in a good spot? Going to be freezing Flex. Does have a trigger for it. It's still in a tight spot. Barrage could end them. A Barrage could end Flex, I think. Could it? Almost. Got himself a Battle Mass Trinket. I'm surprised they didn't end him. They did end up nerfing the Barrage quite a bit in Seavark. Okay, I was going to save for a second. Because there's not a lot of arcane. We don't know a lot of arcane mages. It has to be C-Mark, yeah? Big Dutch shock him onto Rob. Does go in for the ice block. I'm just gonna keep calling him Rob. Oh, wait, no! Maybe ice block broke the ice block a little too early, as he does get grenaded at the end there with Mountfall charging out towards Flex, as he's got himself a little bit of that mobility. I don't know how much mobility he's gonna be able to use here to walk away if I got dual talents. I'll just die in a damp. Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah, all fine. All fine. All good, my guy. Next match, yeah? Next match. Going to be a freeze onto Monfall. Does end up trinketing it with a charge up, slowing him down, as Flex at least able to supplement to that mobility. You can't really outrun the Demon Hunter, but you can use your traps to stagger their approach with roots, freezes, as well as the charge trap. Everything you can to at least stop him for a moment. And if you can pop some kind of like a proper slow on them as well, that also would be very, very helpful. If you can somehow use a good old slow, potentially it'll make some happen. Because the Feint Bug can't see him. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, I've seen the Feint Bug before. Yeah, that happened to me as well. Yeah, it makes it a little bit difficult to track him. Hopefully they'll fix that at some point. Gonna be a demon spawning in for Monfell, as Flex just looking for recovery of his own. Monfell picking up the demonic soul, hoping to maybe get some damage in towards Flex, but oh my goodness, every time he gets close, there's always a trap to separate the two. Even when just a moment, even for just a little bit, with Flex actually going in, getting some damage in, got himself a root onto a Mountfell, but it doesn't get trapped, it doesn't give himself a little bit extra. Ooh, survivability, but a Blade Dance does end up cutting it down either way, though. That is unfortunate, man. That is super unfortunate. With Chicago going to be up next over for the Team 2 versus Monfell, can Chicago potentially go through the 4 players left over in Team 1? Hey, Dal, did you see Torrent's weapon? Yeah, I did, John. That looks awesome. I do wonder if that would be like a proper two-hander for them or whatnot. I'm hoping it will be, man. If they do add it, it would be cool if like only Torrent could use it. It would be unique. Light the last one for Chicago, as Monfell is going to take a lot of damage here, actually. Big elemental damage out of Chicago, playing elementals build. Massive support for Monfell, though, as he got himself big burst, all coalescing together with Essence Break, together with a Hunt, together with a massive Blade Rush. Or Blade Dance, rather. Big Blade Dance from Follow does end up catching himself as he's getting knocked back, using the wings in order to hover back onto the platform, going for a bit of a backflip. As long as he uses Vengeful Retreat, he does get immunity to CC and big damage reduction. Oh my god, I don't even know what Monfell needed to go flagging my boys in Chicago. That felt like BM. Shadhound gonna be up next, as it's gonna be charged out by... What is this charge? You charged and you just went a whole nother zip code there, my guy. I love how Fell Rush can randomly sometimes like going off of like a platform. You can just get rushed off the side so hard. As Monfell trying to see if he can get himself a bit of recovery. Freezing trap by Shadhound. No help whatsoever by the Hunter. It's gotta be Monfell trying to see if he can end him right then and there. As Shadhound does switch out towards a survival. Try to go for a fear onto the Hunter. Only clip the pet. Grades out for Shadhound. Butchery. Interesting choice, but Monfell trying to see if he can take him down. Is able to take down the Hunter. But I guess the Rogue, though, I don't really know what you can do, as he's just getting spiked up from a distance with all those stabs, with all those poison knives. Oh, it's over, isn't it? Yeah, it's over. Once you got all the dots sink into a Demon Hunter, without a way for them to recover any kind of health, doesn't really give him much of an opportunity to recover whatsoever. It's just over. It's just done for. Short and Deadly going to be up next. Parry up versus Demonic, as it is going to be a full death mark onto the Warrior. Try to see if he can keep Demonic kind of slowed. He doesn't realize the Warrior... He does realize... the Rogue is still nearby. He knew that it hit him with a slow, and knew he had to be somewhere nearby. It's gonna hit him with a fear for just a second. Charge right after. Just trying to keep CC on the Demonic, but not really trying to fight him. Mostly just trying to use charges in order to keep him at bay for just a little bit longer. Maybe waiting for a cooldown to be back up. At least just trying to disrupt him from being able to walk away. Spear onto Demonic. Could potentially go maybe for a Cloak of Shadows. Can't really break the spear though. Oh my goodness. Blind onto Short, as Demonic did take a pretty big execute. Does survive it with a cheat death. The Short and Deadly close that gap with a leap. Trying to see if he can do a Blade Storm to follow. Does clip Demonic out. Oh, and the Blade Storm does end up eliminating him. That is super unfortunate, with Monfell bringing it back for 3. Enjoying the Demon Hunter buffs for damage before they're gone. They're nerfing like a whole combo of a Demon Hunter. When you I-beam, or I guess when you meta, whenever you drop meta, even after an I-beam, when you go Demonic, you get this buff of, what's it, Blade Rush? That increases your damage by, how much is it normally? Oh, you're not even running Restless Hunter. Oh, okay, you're running a completely different build then. Never mind. I was thinking of running the Restless Hunter build, which is super deadly in PvP right now. It's actually kind of nuts. Just gonna play sub, not gonna lie. I feel like sub is a much easier one for PvP. Much easier. Alrighty, boys. Let me know when you're ready. Let's get us another one going here. Lava Lash is even more RNG procs. True, it is pretty RNG, isn't it? I feel like in PvE the RNG is not that bad, but on PvP though, that's where you really notice it. Is Butcher not good in PvP? I don't see a lot of hunters use Butcher in PvP. It's a more of an AoE ability rather than a single target ability. I don't think you can have any combos to make it good for single target. But I might be wrong. But Joe, am I worried for funsies? Go for it, my guy. Arm is doing pretty good. Fury is also doing good as well. Definitely. But yeah, Demon Hunters, what they've been doing a lot is they've been playing this combo with Restless Hunter, Hunt, and Essence Break. So you basically go for an I-Beam with Demonic. Then after I-Beam, Demonic falls off. Then you pop actual Metamorphosis to buff the damage of Blade Rush, Blade Dance, or whatever the Demon Hunter version is, when you Metamorphosis. And then you Hunt, you stun. Oh no, I guess you could Fear. Do the 30% more damage. Fear, Hunt into Stun, Hunt into Essence Break, and then you Blade Dance. And it's the Empowered Demon Hunter version, but it's just bucked up by Restless Hunter, and it's just really like one shot. It's crazy. It's apparently really crazy. So they go after that one when they can. Chicago, let me know when you're ready, my friend. We'll be good to go. Did I save that? I don't even remember if I did. Let me double check. No, I did. Oh, it was better for sustain. Tried lava builds instead of wind fury feel better for sustain. Lava build? Yeah, lava builds can actually be pretty good. Like the whole fire side of enhanced could actually be kind of good. Let's do another Nokudon. I like Nokudon. I never get to do it over on the EU side of things. So we'll do it here on NA while we got it. Blizzard summoning nerd? No, we don't do that here. Yeah, exactly. Lava. Exactly, Billy. Lava, dude. Lava. Although Chicago isn't really playing like the lava elemental. Although, with Elemental being as strong as it is, if Chicago, if you want to give it a try, man, could always give it a go. Give him the big lava. No burst lava. Dude, the PvP Twitter was so funny when people were having a whole like, when everybody were talking about the lava with the hits of shamans. It is so hilarious. I don't even follow a lot of the people that are part of like the PvP, WoW PvP Twitter, but like you always see people like retweeting from a handful of people that I do follow. You saw all the memes. It was great, dude. Twitch. I think that's the best part is like not only do you get to watch able to see AWC, but also you get the memes as well. Alrighty. Is it Outbox first? It is Outbox first. Hold on. Did I do this? Twitch. Okay, I think we're good. What's that basic idea, my man? I hope you're having a good one, my guy. GG Flags gonna be first up versus Diabolic, setting out the traps on the pet, hoping to separate him and the Warlock, but the Warlock actually coming back for his pet as soon as he can. Stun onto the Flags with potentially second stun to follow, trying to go for a big old Tyrant, is not playing the Nether portal build, but still bad damage on Flags. Oh my goodness, the Hunter could be going down fade dead just for a second. As the army of demons chase it after him. As long as there's no obelisk, maybe he'll be okay. Definitely needs to dodge the damage of that Pit Lord, or not Pit Lord, but the Tyrant whenever he can. Does go for a little bit of survival of the fittest to give himself a little bit more damage reduction. Diabolic's pulling back for just a moment. Got himself a dark pack. Big damage towards Flex. Either way, though, Flex trying to close that gap with a flanking strike, but a Fear is going to send him in the opposite direction while available for Diabolics as he just taken up fully. Flex at no help whatsoever. Does go for a scatter for just a moment. Main pet chasing after Flex. I think he realizes it's over. That, or maybe Deceive. That might have been one of those classic disengage, hit a wall, deceive moments, but I could be wrong on that one. Unless he decided, you know what, I'm basically dead. I think the guy just gets it here. which is unfortunate. Chicago gonna be up next, rooting on all the pets, but look at the imps, man. Look at that whole cascade of imps. The firing squad is here, blasting them out. Demon Dog is charging in, is gonna focus in on the obelisk. That's something not a lot of classes do. Not a lot of classes focus down the obelisk, which is what empowers the damage of your pets. Gonna be the lightning as well as the lava. Wolves, or rather raptors, by Chicago could give him a lot of the big burst damage versus Diabolics. Potentially, especially if he ends up taking advantage of the damage. Gonna be the counter-strike totem too. It is gonna end up doing damage back to Diabolics unless he ends up killing the totem. It looks like maybe sending some pets to attack it for a moment. But that counter-strike totem can do quite a bit of damage. It's kind of like a shaman's version of Thorns if they don't kill it. But I think you can line aside the totem. I think you could literally just line aside it, so where Diabolics was able to remove it completely, or at least ignore it completely. With the Warlock pulling back, summoning up with Holy Felguard. Chicago trying to see if he can disrupt it. Wait, Chicago could potentially have himself a winning strategy here. Main pet, very low in health, could potentially be a quick resummon for Diabolics. Does end up quickly resummoning one. Axe toss into Chicago. Do they have a second axe toss to follow? Big Tyrant is at the ready. Chicago slowed down to an absolute grinding hold. I'm not even sure why. Chicago is as slow as they are. Is that maybe Amplified Curse? Absolutely just waddling towards Diabolics. Can't really escape it. There's going to be a big counter-strike totem on the pets as well as Diabolics, but Chicago's super low in health. Maybe going down here. Oh, Diabolicals does end up taking him down. Not giving Chicago much of a fighting chance, with Viserys charging in next as the Evoker rooting down all the demons, but is unable to really land a proper root onto Diabolics. Does go for a big shatter, fire breath with Eternity Surge, trying to go for a couple of disintegrates. Diabolicals with the mobility to escape the Evoker. And the Evoker definitely needs to close that gap. Big disintegrates onto Diabolics. Anytime he can get those big beams on him, is going to be super, super helpful. Sleepwalk trying to just establish a little bit of a go versus Diabolics. Living Flame right after, looking for a bit of a reheal. It's going to go for Oppressive Roar. Ooh, potentially maybe a big old Oppressive Roar. Oh, that's what I think he was trying to do. Try to see if we can set up a Deep Breath to stun lock Diabolics for just a second. They're actually a bunch above that ability too. Big beam onto Diabolics, may not be able to survive it. Mordecai for just a second does get quelled down as he's trying to get a cast off. Eternity Surge helping him get a little bit more damage onto the Warlock, but Viserys is finally starting to take a little bit of damage himself. Got himself plenty of healing behind the pillar. That healing is going to go up in the next build too. This reset is going to be, I think Living Flame is 30% more effective, while Verdant Embrace is 20% more effective. So your overall survivability should spend less globals going behind the pillar to recover, and more globals actually fighting the enemy. Wall up for Diabolics gives him an opportunity to potentially cast at Viserys uninterrupted. It's going to go for the full Tyrant play. That's where Viserys needs to find a way to lock down these pets. Tyrant right next to him as he's locked down with an axe toss. Not much he can really do. Oh, and Diabolics does end up taking it back versus Viserys fighting through the Evoker. What's up next? Shad Hunt as a, I think what looks like a survival? It is survival as Diabolicals try to go for as much feel as they can. Immediate access onto Shad Hunt does this whole army of pets attacking Shad Hunt. The Hunter's taking a lot of damage. Diabolicals have no hope whatsoever, but so is Shad Hunt. Mordecai to follow. No way. Oh my god. Diabolicals is diabolic. This Warlock is just unstoppable. Look at this boy go. My goodness, and they're buffing this class too. They're making your imps 15% more effective, and Vile Fiend 30% more effective. So that could be yet another demon to add into the demonic army. Big gateway for Diabolicals. I like how you have to jump in order to take the gate into it. It's just like a little more comical on the gnome side of things. Got himself an obelisk. Looks like demonic. Try to see if he can avoid it. Immediate trigger for Diabolicals. Keeping the pets on demonic as best as he can. The other needs to find himself line of sight to send in some demon doggos, but definitely doesn't want to get shadow stepped on by the rogue. Vantage by the rogue. Not much Diabolicals can do. Got himself a bit of a dark pack. He needs some kind of CC on the demonic. It does send him with a mortal coil. Fear. Gonna be a cloak of shadows for the rogue. No way to really stop him. Axe toss off of the kidney shot. As Diabolicals, does he have any more survivability whatsoever or mobility? Get him to a Warlock Hellstone last second. Try to see if he can get some damage towards demonic. Actually, maybe doing some work. Diabolicals have no help whatsoever though. Needs some kind of CC chain, anything whatsoever. His pets are doing as much work as they can, but demonic does end up get himself a quick kill. Oh, big call from Mountfeld. Doesn't want to let the rogue escape whatsoever. Metamorphosis on top of it. Cheat death to follow. He sees one more global. One more attack. Anything. Kidney shot. Trinkets out of it immediately. Does he get an escape? Stun. Then sees one more hit. Oh my goodness. My god. Diabolicals. What was that? That was just a lot of damage. When the hunter walked at you, he still had the entire army, and they just turned. Oh my god. That was incredible. That was so good. Alright, we gotta get another going, boys. That was awesome. That was a quick one. I like that one a lot. That was awesome. Diabolics, man. What a pro. Locks are tanky as hell. Yeah, they are. They are very, very tanky. And they're buffing them a little too. Not the tanky ones wise at least. But they're buffing their like damage. Sorry about that. I think Valfin will actually get a play. We know why? Valfin is technically not a shadow summon, not a demon shadow flame summon. It's a fire cast. So like getting interrupted on Valfiend, it keeps you able to cast fears and stuff. And if you're buffing the damage of that pet, that's just an extra pet you throw out and it just chases after a guy, does 30% more damage. I don't know if that's what Warlocks will actually do though. But I feel like it'll be a good pet in general. It's just right now they have so much synergy with their main pet, and they also get to use that Soul Strike ability, which is a resource generation for them when it comes to Soul Shards. And they also have so much more ways to amplify the damage of your main pet. So I imagine that ability in Soul Strike does a lot overall. But I do wonder, I mean 30% damage buff is quite significant to a pet. Yeah, GG all, GG man. Jumped into the mosh pit. Exactly. I keep getting buffed. Yeah, I mean their damage in single target is falling behind a little bit some of the other classes. Good, not bad. What's up, boss? How you doing, man? I have no idea what Aben means. Chicago's ready? Okay, cool. Let's do Lordaeron. Let's do Lordaeron. That should be good, yeah. He's got a different song in here. Not a fan of this one. Ruins of Lordaeron, boys. Curious what us rogues gonna replace with the new ring. Keep Diurna ring and melee attack ring? I think we keep the Diurna. I think Diurna is way too good. I think we sacrifice the melee attack ring, top tech. Because melee ring is good. But like, Diurna ring is just like a trinket's worth of damage. It's way too good. On single target at least. Auto attack ring is kind of okay, but like it falls behind on AoE, where Diurna ring is at least kind of okay. Oh no, not Diurna ring. Okay, so I was gonna say Aranog, not Diurna, the fire one, the one that does damage, not the master one. I would say probably the fire one, the one that does damage. Yeah, PvE. Sorry, I should have said that. Yeah, all good. The raid rings are nerfed from PvP. Oops. Yeah, all good. Okay. Why I'm enjoying this old run more than before? I don't care why, but I'm enjoying this old run. I'm glad you are, man. I'm glad you are, Jake. Hell yeah. I have no zero idea how to play this class. Are you Warrior Braid? Oh, let's go, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, I get you, Top. I get what you meant, though. I totally got you. Alright, sorry, I'm a little bit late. Hold on. Switch. What's first up? Is it Warrior Brain first? No, it's not. Is it Short and Deadly? I feel like Short and Deadly never got to play first. It's gonna be Diabolics instead versus Reverence. A bit of a Destro versus Demonology here tonight. I like it. With Reverence already getting locked down with an Axos full main pet is up and running for Diabolicals. It's gonna have to find a way to remove these pets out of the game. Maybe stun them or anything. It's just under a ton of pressure. May have to play it super defensive with his cooldowns. Dumb himself a Mortal Coil towards Diabolics with a fear right after to look at to cook up a Casable, but I don't really know. He may just need to press even a lot more defenses in order to just survive this. Does get himself a bit of a reflect, not really reflecting too much versus Diabolics, but it should be a-okay. Does burn a wall and just leaves. Oh no. Okay, that was quick, I guess. Chicago up next. Maybe he just felt like he was so behind and he was like, you know what, cooldowns wise, not gonna work out. I'm out of here. Axtos by Diabolicals versus Chicago. Got himself the big army. Mortal Coil to fall in fear, but after does end up trinketing just to interrupted, is gonna burn the maelstrom that he's got with a bit of mana to help recover. Doing quite a bit of damage towards Diabolics. Mad blast with the lightning bolt from a distance. Chicago is gonna ward down the totem. Just gonna try to see maybe if he can approach towards Diabolicals. Definitely needs a little bit more maelstrom in order to make some damage happen. Whenever you get Ghost Raptors back up, maybe you could do something here. They got himself the Frosty Raptor and the Lava Raptor, so potentially maybe big damage off of those. Possibly. It looks like Chicago is going to go for a little bit of that cooldown reduction. Just try to see if he can recover cooldowns quicker, especially with the Ghost Rolls. So you're able to recover them very, very, very rapidly as you build up Maelstrom. Going to be a full new pet, potentially summoned up by Diabolics, but definitely wants to be a little bit careful with his positionals. Going to be the main pet, kind of stunned up behind the pillar for just a second, shaking off the stun, able to get able to close the gap yet again. I don't even know why was it pet stunned back there. Actually, I'm a little confused. Why was it stunned? I was trying to think of like why. I was thinking maybe it was a capacitance on him, but I don't think that lasts that long, does it? Diabolic summoning up a fresh new pet by the looks of it. Is going to get himself a big old axe toss for Chicago. Needs to get his old Demon's Cutlass together. Does get interrupted on Fear, but it's going to give him a couple of handed cooldowns. Got himself plenty of mobility. Full tired up and running. Chicago can't really stop it. Maybe if you can axe toss and lock down Chicago, you may be in a good spot. Diabolic just trying to push in. Got himself a bit of the Dark Pack. Charon got himself a good angle. Able to get a couple of good casts. It could be pretty bad for Chicago. Got himself a wall. Is it going to be enough survivability? Ancestor Guidance giving him a little bit of that survivability as he's doing damage and healing. It's just going to add up even more damage and healing on him, and that may be what actually helps him survive the onslaught. But still, as soon as the Guardian falls off, as soon as the wall falls off, you're just again under a ton of pressure. Got him some Raptors, plenty of Maelstrom, board for Diabolics, try to see if you can reposition. And Chicago still getting blasted out by those imps, as well as the main pet. Axos around the corner has a trinket for his Sunder versus Diabolical, so does go for a trinket. But Chicago's still under a ton of pressure. Is there a way to win this one at all? Oh my goodness, more Demon Doggers. And just as soon as you think you've recovered, he sends out even more demons after you. You need a big lightning bolt right now. You need something to interrupt it. Got himself a bit of a heal. That's going to be drain life for Diabolical. Chicago just needs enough Maelstrom to hopefully end this right here. Maybe they could do it. Possibly, potentially. Diabolical hitting him with a bit of a mortar coil. Axe toss onto Chicago. Big Demon Doggers. And the dude collapse altogether. Viserys charging out on that. Dude, I still need to get my mount. Apparently I completed my Travelers log, but I haven't gotten my mount. I'm not really sure what's going on. Big mastery burst out of Viserys, trying to go for a big fire breath to cleave down Diabolics. Didn't quite connect. It does use that mobility with the gateway door to reposition. Big beam out of Viserys, and is able to capitalize that one little hit onto Diabolics with a Living Flame instant cast, which works out for him really, really well. So it looks like he did end up clipping something with that fire breath at the end of the day. Viserys trying to go for maybe a bit of a sleep onto Monfall. I think he might have been able to avoid it entirely. Is going to go for that wall with the Shroud. Sleep onto Monfall, looking for the recovery. Just trying to get himself as much healing as he can. Does get interrupted on the red, but maybe can get interrupted on the red spells. Locks you out of your fast way, direct way of healing yourself. If you have anything like green with Emerald Blossom or potentially the Verdant Embrace, maybe they can give it some recovery, but getting locked down in red, you're basically dead. And it looks like Demoniac is going to be up next as a sub-rogue. A little bit of a rematch, I think, between him and Monfell. Well, I guess actually no, last time him and Monfell dueled, he had no health, and Monfell came in just kind of with all the cooldowns, but looks like the shoe's on the other foot, as it's going to be Demonic just absolutely blasted out of Monfell. The man barely alive just goes into a, what do you call it? Nether walk? Darkness? Maybe that'll give us survivability. Stone Demonic has himself the Ivy, which is going to give you a little bit of mastery. Big recovery here. A Demonic looking to reset entirely. Off of the blind, probably going to go for a sap. Could go for yet another stun. Got himself everything. I don't know if he's got Cold Blood for his next secret technique, if he has one. It's going to be a big dance. Lots of damage on a Monfell. Not much you can really do about it. Does start to fall raft. Does go for a stun. Trinket out of the Rogue. Is going to go for that. Oh, almost got the Sigil, but just walks back in there. Quick eviscerate onto the Demon Hunter, taking him out. Short and deadly. Try not to give the Rogue much of an opportunity to recover. He literally got a big old stick for the guy. He literally got a stick, set it on fire. It's just going to beat Demonic with it. That's literally your weapon. Hold on a second. It's actually hilarious. Leaping right in. He is hitting him with a Stormbolt. No trigger for the Rogue. Got himself full spear. Nothing Demonic can do unless he got evasion. He's going to try to see if he can evade the Warrior. Definitely needs to build up a little bit of calm points and at least try to see if he can set up for a big old go versus him. No blind for the Rogue. Does have double advantage though, so at least he got escapes. Definitely want to be proactive before he gets stunned up with any of those vanishes. Definitely want to use him early. There goes the one vanish Gotta give him a bit of heal, a bit of a shield. Hopefully it gives him an opportunity to like recover. It's gonna be mid disarm. Short and Deadly literally stays right on top of him. Doesn't let him go anywhere at all. Parry up for Short and Deadly with a cheap shot out of Demonic. Goes in for the second technique. Stormbolt to lock him down. Does get hit with a Warbreaker. It could be a lot of damage for the Rogue. Doesn't get to escape and try to see if he can run away, but the Wind is gonna lock him down for just a moment. With Executes coming back in, vanishing again by the Rogue. Short and Deadly trying to slow him down. There's probably a bleed on Demoniac. He knows he's nearby. He knows he's around. He knows he didn't go super far. This warrior has a good head on those shoulders. He knows that the Rogue cannot be super far away. Blind? No trinket. Demoniac does not have weight. Bleeds? Bleeds? Maybe? No? It looks like no. It looks like Bleeds almost had you, but not quite there. I was gonna say for a second. Whew. Escaped that one. Barely though. Hopefully Short and Deadly is a little bit aware of where Demonic may be. This guy trying to go for a bit of that sippy cup. Stormbolt immediately. Oh, I think there's no way out of this one. Warbreaker. Oh, one more execute. Does he one more hit? Gouge for a second. Oh, another execute sheet. Death to follow. Trying to go for yet another charge. Just for just a moment. Demonic better have a go now. You better have a go now. Kidney shot. Do you have a go? Just kidney shot and running away. Is that going to be enough though? Do you have a bleed on you? Leap in. Oh yeah. Unless you have a go, it's over. That's rough, man. That is actually rough. With Warrior Brain gonna be up next as a Fury Warrior, charging back in towards Short and Deadly. That is an Arms Warrior. Might be able to use a parry coming back up very, very soon to maybe survive the Warrior's go, as it's gonna be Warrior Brain just absolutely rampaging on. The man is literally on fire. He's just furious, super rage fueled. Gonna be the parry up for Short and Deadly. At least able to counter a bit of damage from Warrior Brain. Spear him down in order to give himself a little bit more damage. Doesn't go into battle stance, but it's gonna be quick fear. But Warrior Brain, it actually gives him a bit of survivability. He's gonna go into offensive stance himself as well. Both of the warriors are super low. Short and Deadly trying to see if he can back up out of there. Big leap to follow. Does he have any survivability? Stormbolt on Short and Deadly. Does not have a trick. It looks like Warrior Brain might just have him. Does it? I'm taking him out. Which of us is gonna be up next? Warrior Brain does not have any ways to escape. The Frosty Death Knight over here. It looks like it's gonna be claimed by the Obliterates. Taking him out. Well done, well done. Just about. Almost everybody got to play. I think one Feral on Team 1 didn't get a chance to play, but just about everybody got a chance to play tonight. Well done, man. My class is dumb. My goodness, yeah. With Demon Hunters, yeah, you guys do end up doing quite a lot of healing. And that's the nerf version of healing. That is the nerf version of you guys' heals. They nerfed it multiple times over. So imagine how strong it was before the nerfs. But yeah, it's kind of nuts. Well done, boys. Yo, do we still have groups or do we need one more? Do we still have groups, boys, or how are we doing? Because I'm down to keep going for a couple more. I'm down to keep going for a couple more of these. This has been pretty fun. Not too many rogue plays here, so I'm kind of okay with it. This rogue got you 2% in his opener. Dude, it is nuts. Rogue damage in the opener is actually just insane. And imagine like when you're playing 3s and there's a mage as well, blasting it with Pyroblast or Ice Lances or whatever it is, man. Just any other class plus rogue. Can I join? Logue, you're more than welcome to. Anybody and everybody is welcome to join, man. The groups are listed in the... Let me show you. If you guys want to join in over for the Team NA, the groups will be listed in the LFG Raids Legacy. We got a group with Chicago looking for a +1 if you guys want to join in. Anybody can join. Alliance Horde, doesn't matter. Groups are listed in Raids Legacy to take advantage of the cross-faction stuff. So if you want to find them, Raids Legacy, type number 5 in the search. It should be good to go. You won. First come, first serve. There it is, man. Loading up. There it is. Is that it? Are we done? No, we're doing more, map. Definitely doing more. I want to do a couple more. I don't know how many more, but I want to do at least one more. We'll see how we do after that one. How did that sound? Chicago best man, F Blizz. Oh my god. Learning Fury on the fly feels refreshing. Yeah, man. Yeah. Learning classes on the fly is definitely can feel like pretty weird, pretty different. I think I did pretty well for the first time like jumping in. What's this? I think demonology should be banned instead of rogues that are easier. They're more tank than tanks, heal more than healers, and do more pet damage than beast mastery. Most of the cast they don't cast single magic class, they're 80% physical damage, lol. I mean, I guess it's one way of looking at it. You're banning demonology instead of rogues. Huh. That's I guess it's one way of looking at it. Learning Fury on fly. Yeah. Chicago 5, let's go. What are we gonna throw you guys into? Do we do another Blade's Edge? I kind of like a Blade's Edge, man. Blade's Edge. Let's do it, yeah? Let's actually just ban everything except DKs. True. True. Let's ban everything except my favorite class. I'd be down for that. Everybody just plays Death Knights. That'd be hilarious. Only Frosty DKs play. The Frost Death Knight takeover. That could work. That could probably work okay. Because another Flex is a DK. Chill's got a DK. I think just about everybody hopefully has a DK. Monfel, I think, has a Death Knight. But who knows, honestly. Alrighty, boys. Let's have another one, man. Let's have some good old fun here. Yeah, Blaze Edge Arena. Pretty good for any Frosty, for any caster classes on this one, man. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of the fact that you actually can. Hopefully utilize the pretty wide area, the bridge, the ports, all that. Knockbacks are fantastic here too if you want to use them. Knockbacks are really, really good here. Alrighty, switch. We got ourselves team one together with Chill Pills at the ready on our Frosty DK. We got Diabolicals coming back in as a Demonology War. Destruction this time, actually. Dropping the Demonology moniker for a second. Ultra Ego, Monfel, as well as Short and Deadly. It looks like Diabolics is going to be first up as a Destruction versus Frosty. Up next. Starting off kind of like right next to Diabolics, hit him with a Fire Breath, immediately Poly to follow. Does he realize there's a Succubus right next to him? He could potentially freeze the Succubus too. That is going to be Succubus CC. Does end up getting a hit, freeze on Diabolics, looking to maybe use mobility to escape the Frosty go. Frosty does get it completely, absolutely just blasted out by that fear, just putting him in a bad spot with an Inferno coming down. And maybe potentially gates opening up for Diabolics. He just only opened one. Trying to see if he can reposition the mage a little bit, but the mage is going to go for a blink. Does the mage have enough damage here? At least maybe able to control the pets. Could go for a Nova. Trying to go for a Flurry. The Succubus CC is going to pin him in place for just a second. And Diabolic's trying to see if he can find himself a bit of an escape. Not really trying to find an angle to fight Frosty. Instead, he's actually just trying to avoid him completely. Maybe just keep him over there, let him hang around with an Infernal. Take a little bit of the free damage. Potentially that's what he's trying to do. That, or he's just trying to go for another reset up altogether. Frosty does dive into an Invis, trying to see if he can find himself maybe a different position versus Diabolics. It's gonna sit down for food as well. Both of these two are just going to go for recovery after that opener. But Diabolics does end up setting himself up a whole nother setup here with a portal, with a gate. I guess he just didn't really like his position versus Frosty in the opener, huh? Is sending out the pet immediately. Gonna be Poly out of Frosty. Can't really interrupt him, but can. Max rated potentially. It's gonna Poly reflect it back at Frosty, which is gonna be super unfortunate. Trying to see if we can re-poly him yet again. Soulfire gonna be up next. Does he have an interrupt? Succubus CC off that Soulfire. My god, he's either getting polyed or Succubus CC'd, and there's nothing that Frosty can really do in this situation, huh? Trying to get some damage towards Diabolics. Diabolics immediately with a shield. I can solve the wrong person. Frosty had no help whatsoever, though. Maybe getting chipped away completely. Maybe in a tight spot. Is it going to be important bringing Frosty back up? At least separating him away from Diabolics, as the man just doesn't want to take any damage from the Frost Mage altogether. Succubus CC for just a second. Is going to be yet another portal opening up with a Chaos Bolt flying in. Frosty had no help whatsoever. Does have himself a bit of a shield. Maybe can just build up a couple of icicles off of that main pet potentially. It's actually just going to glacial that thing. I think eventually if you do end up eliminating the pet, forcing Diabolics to summon a new one, and then you end up maybe like killing that one, if you can separate the Warlock from the pet, that could be helpful. But I don't think Diabolics is going to let you do that. Mad damage out of the Warlock, but this could be an iceberg out of Frosty, unless he's not careful. Could be in a bad spot, does have himself a shield. It's kind of a limited shield right now. Dropping big damage to Diabolics, does have a trick at Ember Bolt to follow. Mania on an Ice Block, does burn an Ice Block. Does Ember Bolt actually do any damage, by the way? I don't ever see any mages run that thing. But maybe it's actually good. Because Frosty does get himself a bit of an Ice Block. Maybe can make himself a play. Try to see if he can remove the reflect off of Diabolics. Is going to be able to interrupt him either way, though. That is a portal opening up. Going to start chipping away at the mage little by little. Try to see if he can reposition him back up on top of the platform. Maybe the Succubus can give him a little bit of cover. Does give him a little bit extra CC as yet another Kazball getting loaded up. Diabolics does burn a wall for this one. Try to see if he can maximize the damage. Squash Spike up next. Gonna do a little bit of damage, but Diabolics, that shield just doesn't let it even penetrate and hit his health bar, as the shield together with wall does not give it a lot of that straight. This really takes a lot of the effort out of it. Logues is gonna be up. Logues? I'm gonna call it Logues, like Rogues, but with an L. Is gonna be up next with the succubus by Diabolics, opening up more gaze towards the Hunter. Try to see if you can just kite him out. The Hunter that got quite a bit of damage though is gonna be jumping on the other side of the pillow, looking for a little bit of quick command advantage. Is the succubus chasing after him? It is. As Diabolics is gonna drain some life from that pet. Potentially could use a succubus in order to CC a Logues on his approach. Potentially could be a good time to do it now as he goes in for a harpoon. Into an infernal lopping down. Mad damage on the Logues does go for an explosive shot towards Diabolics. It's going to be Casbo loaded in. Big damage onto the Hunter. Trying to see if he can counteract the Warlock with damage of his own, but no! Diabolics is just so much output. This guy's going to love the Destro Warlock buffs in next week's build. Definitely they're going to love it. My goodness. Going to be full Master Burst out of Viserith. Does Diabolics have anything here? Got himself a port, looking for mobility. Just got himself so much distance covered away from Viserith. It's gonna go for a port. Literally running this guy circles around the entire arena. Look at the mobility. Big disintegrate though. May just have him here. Got himself a mortal coil for a little bit of healing, but Viserith got himself the proc and returned to surge outside of the disintegrate. My goodness. The amount of damage an evoker can do, like the sustained damage, is actually quite high, huh? Gonna be Viserys trying to see if he can find himself a bit of a better angle versus Monfel. As Monfel looking to close the gap if he can at all. Stun onto Viserys, trying to go for a big hunt, maybe potential big damage. Does himself a big blade dance to follow off of that. Oh, I think he just kind of missed that blade dance the last second off of that essence break. Return to surge up for Viserys, metamorphosis for Monfel, but that beam is gonna slow you down quite a bit though. Does have a demonic soul that he can slay in order to recover a little bit of health, which is exactly what he does. As Viserys looking to recover behind a pillar. Mad damage out of the Demon Hunter though. What was that? Oh my god, that was just intense. Why did that hit so hard? What was that burst? That's just Demon Hunters right there, I guess. My goodness. What was that? Well, somebody explain. Explain. Warrior Brain gonna be up next. My goodness. Oh, okay. Demon Hunters, I guess, are a thing again, huh? I guess they've always been a thing, but they keep nerfing it, man. They keep chipping away their health. And no matter what Blizzard does to chip away the Demon Hunter, I feel like they can never really address them ever. It's like you try to nerf them a little, and they're like, alright, well, they don't feel too bad. And then just somebody discovers some kind of new combo. I feel like that's always what happens. Stormbolt onto Monfel. Gonna be big damage out of Warrior Brain. Does get to lock him down. Gonna be a Monfel. Just go for that pure immunity. Needs himself I-Beam if he can maybe activate it in order to slay the demon to get more value out of the heal. Does get the heal either way. Picking up Demonic Soul. Darkness down to maybe give him a little bit of survivability. Warrior Brain back it up out of there completely. Does Monhel have a proper stun? Does have the AoE stun versus Warrior Brain. Just starting to follow as he doesn't go in for yet another stun. Hunter follows. Is it going to be another blade dance right after? Oh, but Warrior Brain does end up taking him out. Just have to stay stalwart against the demonic oppression. Just had to be as careful as he could there. And he was able to bypass it. Hopefully got himself a bit of a second win to catch a little bit of recovery. Because my goodness, that was a lot of damage taken. Short and Deadly is going to be up next, charging in. Is Warrior Brain still dotted? He may still be dotted, may not be running second win, but it's going to be speared down for Short and Deadly. Looking to end the duel right then and there, not giving him much of a chance to escape. And it's going to come down to just Chicago to see if they can hold it for Team 2, man. Can they hold the fort? Can they bring it back for his team? Taking down Short and Deadly as well as Ultra Ego and Chill Pills. It's going to hit Short and Deadly with a Frost Shock immediately. He's trying to go for a bit of an auto duel with the guy. Trying to go for a bit of a bow. Trying to be super nice about it. I like that. Charge in with Chicago. Got himself a little bit more damage here with the Battle Masters. Or Battle Stance in general. Going to be a banner down as well. So it's going to be really difficult to lock him down. Let Chicago take down the banner. Which it looks like they're going to focus in. But it's going to be lots of damage from Chicago. My goodness, Short and Deadly living up to his name, man. Especially emphasis on the deadly part. My goodness, Chicago trying to see if he can fight through it. 38% dampener against all those mortal strikes. I don't know if he can really do it. Defense stance up for Short and Deadly. Trying to make sure they're A-okay. Here with the Ellie Blast, but it should be mostly okay. I keep switching to the wrong guy. I'm so sorry, chat. I keep doing it tonight. Gonna be at such a guidance, but I don't know if it's gonna be able to do much for you. Yeah. That is rough, man. That is rough. Destro Warlock came in with Diabolics absolutely ticking about. Short and Deadly is also dominating, man. The Gnomes, their time is nigh. Oh my goodness. The Gnomes are absolutely just popping off this evening. Alright, let's get another one going here, boys, yeah? Uno más, uno más, uno más. I like these. It's been a lot of fun. I want to go on more. I want to do... What are... the zoo... The one map I didn't get to do yesterday. over in the EU. I want to go Tiger's Peak. I haven't been up to the Tiger's Peak in a long while. The Lock OP though. Lock is pretty good, honestly. Love the commentary. I'm down for another. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. We do these every week. Friday for EU, Saturday for NA. You're always welcome to join, my guy. Anybody and everybody is welcome. If you want, you can even add me on Real ID. If you're looking for groups. If you're ever searching for groups yourself and you want to organize it, add me on Real ID if you're going to be hosting any. And I can get your teams played. A couple of them in a row. Chicago, let me know if you're ready or if you're looking for more. I just want real luck just to be lazy, just run second wind. I don't run second wind. I think you have to in 5V5 1v1 duels. Second wind is way too good to not run. I don't know what talent you would sacrifice for it. You need one more. Chicago just needs one of us. You can find them over in the... Here we go. In the Raids Legacy Boys. Type in number 5 in the search. And you should find Chicago with a 5V5 1v1 duels group. If you guys want to join in. Yeah, you just gotta run it for duels. It's so worth, man. It is so worth. It is definitely worth. What would you swap out, WAP? Like, what would you swap out talent-wise? Like, normally. Like, what talent do you drop in order to pick up second wind? Just so we have, like, an idea. Because maybe that'll help them, like, decide, like, because in Arena, I'll try it. Definitely, man. It's so good. Like, if you could get away from somebody for just a little bit, if you got no dots in you, it lets you recover very, very quickly. Barbaric training, Simon Whirlwind, deal 20% more damage and 100% crit chance. I mean, probably, maybe. Get rid of concussive blows and running mud build. Just drop that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Log, my man. Yo, thanks so much for going member, my guy. Appreciate you. Okay, we got a hashtag Log. I'm not sure why my alerts aren't going off. But hey, my guy, thanks so much. Can we get a hashtag Log in the chat, boys? Showing appreciation for becoming a wonderful, beautiful member. Thanks so much, my guy. Appreciate ya. Hi, Ava's group needs one more. Yeah. Chicago's group needs uno más. Uno más. If you guys want to join in, you're more than welcome to. Where's Seawork at, by the way? Is he just kind of... Is he... Don't I have Seawork out of here? I guess I don't. Where are you, my guy? Oh, is he off for the night? Oh, he's off for the night, I think. Yo... Hashtag Log, boys. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. Yo, I see you got is that a 2-month badge? Might be a 2-month badge. Oh, you got a 5? Let's go. Hell yeah, my guy. But yo, feel free to spam the emotes in the chat as much as you want to. And if you connect your YouTube account in our Discord, you'll get a special role just for you. Thanks so much for coming, my guy. Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, Night King now lost 1. So looks like Chicago gained +1, but Night King lost 1. Looks like somebody's switching teams for my man Night King. Where is the group listed for you, Chilled? Okay, he's still LFG. Mine is just all kinds of weird. But if you look, Reds Legacy, Chilled's group will be up, boys. They're looking for a +1. Looking for an uno más. Got Lux, Night King, Baptist in there. Get in here, boys. Out of reality. Sounds good, my guy. Sounds good. Which one are you? Are you... Log? That's easy. I need to clean up the B-Night because I literally can't add anybody. I need to look at it and clean it up a little bit later, my guy. So drop the channel link to you. Get rid of concussive blows. What does concussive blows do for Fury? Concussive blows. I'm trying to remember. Because I don't know all the talents by name. At least not all of them. Concussive. Is it over here? Oh, this one. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Because giving up like damage, probably not. Yeah. Concussive blows. I don't take this. Okay. Yeah. Because I think barbaric training, like Whirlwind, is your filler ability. I imagine it's pretty good. Or intervene if you're running that by chance. Snare all image piercing. That's good. Oh, this guy's build will be a little different, huh? I feel like it's a PvE build. We have this. I guess you ought to avoid leech, yeah? So it had to be something like here, I guess. Oh no, you pick it up really early on. Never mind. Alrighty, let me know how we doing, boys, in the groups. Chill pills news uno más. Sorry about that. Yep, Chicago has 5. Yeah, but Night King has 4. Hold on, I got a cough, dude. Sorry about that. I had no idea if it's gonna be like a rough one or not. Just gotta clear my throat here, man. What's going on? Who else can we get in and invite? Oh, in the 5 only ones. Do we need help inviting Chilled? Let's give it a little bit more time, and then I want to see if I can get somebody from BNet maybe. But if you guys want to join in, groups should be listed over in the raids legacy section under. If you search 5, you should be able to find the group pretty easily. If you guys want to join in. Otherwise, let's see who else can we invite. I feel like I keep inviting Fuzzles, but he doesn't actually PvP that much. Or he plays healer. Lex or Lek, they're leveling. Lux is already in. Night King, Chill Pills, Obliteration. Does he want to join by chance? Vault and Carnage, never mind. Never mind. I don't want to annoy anybody that's like actually just leveling a character. Or anybody that's like playing Baldwin. Ooh. Could have got Baldwin here too. Soul is probably out in the open world, isn't he? But does Soul by chance want to join in? Does Soul want to join in by chance? Do we invite? Hey Soul. I'm gonna ask him. Faction works. Yo, Chilled, we got a spot. I got a +1 in here, man. We got a +1. Yeah, whatever you want to play. Sounds good. Yo, I'm gonna need to join your group, Chilled, so I can get my boy in here. I got you a +1. I got you a +1. My man Soul joining in on this one. My man Soul joining in. Okay, we're doing 4 out of 5. No, you're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready. Yo, Chilled, could we have Soul go first? Just to let him play without dampening or none of that. Let him get a proper setup here so he gets a proper chance to play. Also, there's a rogue out here, man. What the hell? Hold on. I saw you for a second. I see you. Look at this guy. Yo, I'm backing up. He doesn't have a lot of health, actually. He's got like baby health. What is going on? What is that man doing? Alrighty. We got Soulscape, boys. Soulscape joining in on these. Go to raid. I'm ready, but my minute isn't working. Who's inviting me? I am. Bop. Says you're already in a group. Hold on, let me try again. Nice. Awesome. Okay. Passing lead to Chill, then queuing you boys up. So you wanna go first? So no damp games, or just roll? Up to you. Yo, Chilled group, would you guys give Soul an opportunity to go first, man? Would you give him the opportunity to go first, just so he doesn't have to play into dampening games, man? Just so he gets a proper chance in here, man. But yeah, let me get you guys in. What's a good arena, man? Let's do the Tiger's Peak. Tigers. Here we go. Hell yeah. Shaman is dead, thanks Wizard for nothing? What the? What do you mean Shaman is dead? Like Shaman's dead? Like they're killing it off, you mean? Dad giving him special treatment, eh? Yeah, dude. Streamer benefits, you know what I mean? Soul Core, man. Playing some destruction. I was gonna say demonology, but no, destruction. But yeah, no, I want to give Soul an opportunity, man. He doesn't ever get to join these. So, like, you know, he's usually really, really good at world PvP. But like in a duel, it's a little bit too much of a condensed environment. So I do want to give this man a chance, you know what I mean? I do prefer giving this guy a proper chance. But yeah, whatever you decide, man, whatever that group decides. If he wants to go first, man, so he doesn't have to deal with dampening, I'm perfectly cool with that. Shaman isn't that dead? You think so? Isn't Ellie Shaman really good? If I could talk one thing, yeah, Earth Ellie, yeah, that was a good one. I feel like that one is going to be kind of missed by a lot of Shamans. Yeah, that Earth Elemental. The defensive was extra nice, the extra wall. Imagine if every spec had that. That is a defensive that's lost. Switch. Got us a team 1 together with Shield Pills on that team. We got us as Diabolics. We got Soul Core, which is Soul Escape on the Warlock. Joining in first versus Warrior Brain. We got us this Ultra Ego in the back, riding the Glad Mount with Monfel in the back. Casero going to be the Death Knight on Holy on team 2. With Logs, we got Viserys, we got Chicago, and it's going to be Warrior Brain first up versus the Destruction Warlock. The Destruction Warlock, so may think about swapping out a pet. He does get himself a pretty nice pet against casters. But the damage that he's going to take from the Warrior may need that second BCC. Does get the Mortal Coil reflected back at him. It's going to be random bouts of Havoc. Havoc Mayhem, I think it's called. Swapping in, just randomly plopping on the ground. I don't really know if this is going to help him much against the Warrior, but we'll see. Dropping in a bunch of gates, going in for the big old port. May need himself a couple more defenses. Is going to try to see if he can set the damage back in the Warrior Brain, potentially. Trying to go for a bit of a drain left around the corner. Definitely swap out the pet whenever he can, as it is going to be a gateway just blasted out of Warrior Brain from the side, little by little, bit by bit. Is able to recover himself a little bit of health though throughout this match. Let's see how he does, man. I want to give this man as much of a chance as I can, boys. But he really may need to swap out the pet though. Summon up even more gates. Mortal Coil sent and Warrior Brain picking up the second wind this time in this match though. So it's gonna help him a little bit of longevity. Mad instant cast damage out of the Desert Warlock though. Literally not even casting, just chipping away at the Warrior Brain the entire time. Just spiking that Warrior Brain little by little. Big damage out of the Warrior though. Trinket out of Soul Core. As he got himself a bit of a dark pack. As long as there's a dot on Warrior Brain, he's not going to be able to easily recover. Sending out the pet in order to make sure to keep that second wind healing down as best as he can. Trying to find a better angle. Has an Infernal coming back in case he wants to use it potentially. Could just send an Infernal around the corner. There's going to be still a little bit of fire damage burning onto Warrior Brain. But looks like maybe second wind could be helping. Could do something. No, Drain Life is not going to help him at all. It's going to sacrifice the pet. Wait, you're playing pet sacrifice build now? Hold on, I forget that Desert Warlock's play that. Big damage onto, oh, man, execute out by Warrior Brain. Super, super unfortunate, man. That is a lot of damage by the Warrior, by the way. It literally just went into his full cooldowns, were back up, and just absolutely just unleashed everything at him. My goodness, that's a lot of damage. That's just a ton. Ultra Ego going to be up next, trying to get a couple of bites, big bleeds onto Warrior Brain, trying to see if he could potentially avoid him as best as he can while inside of the bear form, looking to sling behind the pillar. Warrior Brain leaping around the corner, trying to go for a bit of a blaster potentially with a big old stun onto Warrior Brain. Not much you can really do. I think Ultra got him on the ropes, man. He got him fully dotted up with a swarm eating away at him, festering all those bleeds, the Moonfire burn. I mean, it's just not a great situation. He's just basically dead, man. He does go for a little bit of heal. Stormbolt onto Ultra Ego, but the root separates the two. Not much you can really do about it. He wants to go in. He wants to make some damage happen, but there's just not much you can really do as of this moment. Leaping right in. And is able to get Ultra Ego out in the open for just a second. Charging back to him. Maybe can catch up a little bit of healing. Every Bloodthirst he casts right now is going to be super, super helpful. Does go for a big avatar. But that's going to be roots with those bleeds. I mean, it's just over. Man, that's rough. That is rough. Warrior versus Feral, especially when they play like the full bleed build, not much you can do about it. Log is going to be up next as a survival hunter, trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a better position versus Ultra. Does pick up the eyes As Ultra is kind of all the way on the other side, sees that the Hunter does see him. Could potentially pounce him, try to see if he can get an opener. Does get him to a proper rake opener. And it's just gonna let the dodge do as much damage as possible. Can we get a nerf because his Feral Bleeds? They did actually nerf him. They didn't nerf the Feral Bleeds, Val. They actually did. This is the Feral with the nerf bleeds, man. It's just, they did get nerfed by quite a bit though. Ultra Ego, get hit with a bit of a death shock. Not much you can really do in this situation. But it's going to be a stun on our Logs. Got himself there, coordinated assault. Potentially big damage, maybe. Maim out of Ultra Ego. Try to see if he can reverse the full Feral Frenzy onto the Hunter. Hunter take a lot of damage. May need Manic Bandage to remove him, but I think the dots are just going to do him. Manic Bandage last second. Ultra Ego does go in for Shadow Meld? At some point he Shadow Melded. I'm not sure what he melded though. But he does go in for a little bit more damage just to finish up Ultra. Just a little bit more damn. It's going to be knockout by Viscera for just a second. I think an oppressive roar onto Ultra Ego could potentially go for a big old deep breath on him. But the dots are just hurting him. Viscera does play into the Cauterize ability, so you can remove all the bleeds off of him from Ultra Ego. And I think heals for every single damage that's removed. Maim onto Viscera. Got himself a little bit of defensives and offenses. Big Shadow versus Ultra Ego. Trying to go for fire damage, but the Feral Druid does go behind the pillar. ASUS still too long, got kicked. Rip, Unforge fell. Unforge, man. Maybe we could go after one more after this one. Potentially. Ultra Ego does go behind the pillar. Bear from just trying to see if he can recover. Viscera doesn't really have a lot to work with here. Does have a wall, can remove all these dots as well. Then it's going to be a full incarnation of the ready. Double stones onto Viscera. Try to see if he can add it with back-to-back bites. Maim to follow right after. Sleepwalk into the Feral Druid. Not much you can really do to break out of this one. Viscera trying to go for as much recovery as he can. Eternity Surge definitely needs to get himself a lot of procs for damage if he wants to potentially win. Massive deep breath damage, but still under a ton of pressure. Looks like the dots do him in. Unforge. I'm rolling from Evoker. Need ideas from Evoker? Are you looking to play caster or looking to play melee guy, by the way? How you doing? Knockout by Chicago against Ultra Ego? What was that knock? That was glorious. The cat went flying. That's actually kind of good. Huh? Wait, is that the upgraded version of the yeah, I think you gotta run a PvP talent for that knockup, don't you? PvP talent, you run the thunderstorm, you run the knockup effect. And it just like sends him flying further, which you can take a lot of damage, by the way. Big knockup for this kid he did. That's some airtime. Just dribbling him. As Ultra Ego taking a bit of damage from the enhancement shaman. Can he potentially recover though? Earth Elemental join in. Chicago try to see if he can stay on top of the Feral as best as possible. I'm actually not feeling that song as much anymore, dude. I might need to remove that one from the mix. Just not feeling it. Let's Ultra get himself a bit of a bash for Chicago. Chicago has Ghost Wolves at the ready. Does get the Elemental Wolves as well. If they can maybe get a good dribble onto Ultra Ego, maybe set up a Lightning Bolt with a Frost Shock. Does get himself a pretty big Lightning Bolt to follow. Ultra going in for as much self-healing as he can. Got himself the Heart of the Wild, which helps him increase the survivability while in bear form, as well as the self-healing, which should help him maybe recover here. It does last for like 45 seconds. So it gives them a lot of recovery, a lot of consistency. All those rejuves become a lot more impactful. Every regrowth, and I think even friends and regens are just a lot more effective. And Chicago tried to see if they can potentially fight through the self-healing of a Feral Druid. As long as he doesn't let him stand there to cast a regrowth, he should be mostly okay. But as he kind of stand there, cast a couple of healing surges of his own, needs Maelstrom in order to amplify the value of his heals. Double Fiery Rapture is on him. Maybe he could go for big Lava Lash, potentially Lava Burst if he has one. Knock up on the kitty while he is stunned up, as Ultra Ego does go for a wall. Big Lava Burst to follow. Does he have enough healing? Does he have enough survivability? Try to go for regrowths. I don't know if it's going to be enough though. Needs one more cast, one more hit. Got himself a Lava Lash. Not enough. Storm Strike. Do you have enough damage here? Next cast could be the game ender for the Feral Druid. If only Chicago can get himself the line of sight. But man, the mobility of Feral Druid. Just trying to make sure that he just cannot get any kind of line of sight on him whatsoever. Eventually, should run out of mobility, right? Got himself a re-stealth. Knock up in the air for just a second. As Ultra got himself Incarnation back up and running. Is that a proc of Incarnate or is that really Incarnate? I can't tell if you run the proc one. Stun onto the totem. Does have a chicken for a big lightning bolt to follow. This is going to be big damage on Ultra. Does have some Bardic Skin, Bear Form, Frenzy Regen. Looking for as much recovery as he can while Maelstrom is getting fuel to Chicago from those Ghost Raptors. As they keep biting and attacking Ultra Ego at no help whatsoever. Feral is going for a root just to give himself a bit of an escape. The Raptors are chipping away at him little by little. They did quite a bit of damage together with a Flame Shock. and may need to get himself a bit of restyle. Hopefully Chicago still has a flame check rolling on him. Definitely needs to reestablish flame check if he has one. Definitely is going to be able to singe the Pharaoh's fur for just a moment. As long as he can establish that flame check, let it sit on him, you'll be a-okay. As Ultra trying to find himself a bit of an escape. Can he potentially catch himself a restyle? Chicago, not enough damage to take him out just yet. He's almost there. He's on the cusp of it. But so far, just hasn't been able to really make it happen. Ultra has been able to recover quite a bit of health. Big lightning bolt is already. Does get hit with a root. Chicago got himself Raptors. That's going to be not good. Raptor, who also damage, does go for that Storm Strike at the very end. With Diabolic is going to be up next. Chicago just kind of staring at it. Chicago just leaves. Okay. There's that. Because Sarah's going to be the last one left as on Unholy Death. Then I guess I want to go up versus Diabolic instead. My goodness, Chicago gonna get this shit knocked out so hard. That's actually a good point. Honestly, Stone and Diabolics does have a trigger for a big gates opening up and does take a gate of his own just to reposition entirely from Cassera. Does not want to be fighting this army that did. I think that was a grip reflected back onto Cassera. Does he have a stun, like a proper stun, or silence? Actually, it might not matter. That's a lot of chaos damage just absolutely coalescing around him. The Infernal is doing work. The Portals are doing so much damage. Diabolics getting so many instant casts with Incinerators doesn't end up taking him out. That was a weird game. That was a weird one. I think we had with Feldman dropping and then Chicago dropping. Yeah, it was kind of shorter. Kind of a shorter match. Unfortunate, man. Are we doing more chat or are we done ski? Do we have groups still? If you have groups, maybe we could do one more. Or if you're looking for them, maybe that will be call it there. Let me know, boys. Bad. Just zone in. This guy just like bad. It just runs away. Oh my god. It's so hard. It's too bad it takes Lightning Storm last in PvP talent. Yeah. It's a little rough to like figure out a way to like construct a build around it. 4 out of 5? Yeah, we'll call it there, boys. We'll call it there. Yo, had a lot of fun tonight, man. Thank you guys so much for joining the 5v5 1v1 Duels this evening. We got a bunch of class buffs on the horizon this reset. Tuesday or Wednesday, Frost DK buffs, Blood DK buffs, the buffing Warlocks as well. All the healers are getting buffed up. Bear Druid buffs, Prop Warrior buffs, or Prop Paladin buffs. Not Prop Warrior buffs. That class does not get changes at all. And then we got some PvP changes too. With like Warlocks getting buffed up a little bit, and then them nerfing a bunch of like stacking healing reduction things, which means like Assassins are gonna lose some value. Plus the tier set is getting nerfed by 50%. That's crazy. Marksman should be a little stronger though. And also all Hunter specs should be a lot stronger for like in general, with like a 5% buff next week too. It's actually a lot of buffs when you think about it. It's actually a lot of good changes they're making, man. Excited about them, man. Very, very excited. I wonder if they'll add like a couple extra nuggets to sneak in right before the patch releases. But boys, thank you so much for going by, man. I appreciate you. You guys are wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you boys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun with the duels tonight, man. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'll see if I'm streaming tomorrow. Let's leave it at 50-50 right now. I want to stream a plan that I want to actually stream. What's up, Shadow? What's up, dude? How you doing, my man? What would you suggest tank that isn't meta but close enough? But I need to use 10 hours for the key to do my DK. Let's take a Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter's alright. Prop Paladin's also pretty good. Prop Paladin's actually really, really close to Prop Warrior in performance. And I'd say like a Brewmaster is also not bad. I feel like there's a lot of buttons to work with the Brewmaster though. If you really want to optimize your damage, there's a lot going on. It's very, very involved. Use 10 hours per key. It's gonna be a lot to learn with the brew. I'd say Demon Hunter is good, but also Prop Warrior, Prop Paladin. I'll look into those as well. Yeah. Rest and Preservation -5 heals. Yeah, Rest and Pres. Yeah, but then also buffing the Holy Priest a bit, buffing the Rested Shaman a little bit, buffing the Mistweaver a little bit. So they're really trying to make those classes like all the healers a little closer. I don't think it's gonna be enough to dethrone Evokers and Restos. But at least taking a step to get him a little closer is a good step forward. You know what I mean? I feel like there's always going to be a totem pole of like a top class, bottom class, even if the damage value difference is like 2, right? Even if like one does 2 more healing than the other guy, like 1 or 2. Literally not like 1,000 more HPS, but like 2 more HPS. There's always going to be a bit of a totem pole. It's just decreasing the range between like how far behind or how far ahead they are, I think is a good move. There's always going to be somebody at the top, but if they're kind of relatively close, I think it's happy. That'll make me happy enough, honestly. Have a good one, everybody. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Rest want to be assassination roll counter now. Yeah, they could be potentially. There could potentially be a counter, couldn't they? Alrighty, boys. Oh yeah, with the poisons that cleanse it constantly. Yeah, that's gotta be nuts. You just pop death mark, drop down a poison cleansing, and it's like, why poison are just disappearing? I don't know what's going on. You just can't get any damage out. Especially if you're playing like amp poison if ever. That could be nuts. Alrighty, boys. You guys have a good one. I'll see you all next time. Peace.